Good morning! Hoping everyone's having a wonderful start to their week. It's just hitting me now that this is coming up on, like, YouTube. Wait, I made sure the stream wasn't monetized, right? Hold up. Okay, if anyone gets any ads during this stream, please let me know. You shouldn't. I might have just been really tired when I set this up and didn't say. Wait, can I change that now? Hold up, guys. Okay, yeah. Monetization's on. We're turning that off. Sorry. YouTube gave me a pop-up saying, like, oh, hey, here's a fancy little button that you can use if you want to start running ads. And I was thinking, why is this new? Why is this here? Anyway, it's off now. Don't worry. That just ain't happening. What the fuck are those passives? Wait. Is it out? Okay, I picked the perfect stream time. Let's see. It's out. Okay, perfect! Kit is out now. Let's open the sucker up so I can get it in view. I'm seeing a few of y'all are staying up specifically for the opportunity to check this. I know I am. And you motherfucker. No. No. No! Hey, Project Moon? Oh my god. Okay, hold up. Okay, I gotta get it on screen. Limbus, you're going down. Let me hide Limbus company itself for a second. I mean, I respect it. Hold on. Where's the game view? There's the game view. Let me get browser view. Window capture. Hey, Limbus? Hey, Project Moon? One quick question. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? This is what we're doing? Really? No shit, we ain't seeing shit? Okay, she does have unlock. That's nice. Oh, okay, this is way too zoomed in. Hold up. I mean, you guys kind of get the idea here. Oh my god. Oh, what am I gonna tell my editor? Oh fuck. Maybe we'll make something else. We'll see. Let me make this look. Oh, the Don Quixote files are forever gone. We can still review some of this. Oh no. We can still review some of this, but god damn, you really had to do it like this. Index really doesn't want to let you know? Yeah, they don't. But let's see what we can pull. I don't know. Okay. We are gonna play this through. We're gonna play this through like a regular ID, okay? I'm gonna see just how much information is here, what information we can pull, and then if there is enough to make an estimate. Alright, we're gonna play this game. You don't see it on stream? I don't know what to tell you. I see it in the stream preview. Oh, on Steam, my bad. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Steam, I think, is delayed usually. But okay. Let's just start off. Let's just go right into it and start off by opening up Notepad. Oh my god. I was afraid this would happen. I was afraid that we might end up having to, like, infer more than usual. So you know what? Actually, no. You know, I'm thinking about this in the wrong way. You know what? This is a great chance for me to try and take an ID with even less info and find out how much you can predict about it, okay? From where did you get this? Twitter. So, okay, will Hank Green play website game for the second half of the runtime? Does Hank Green do that? I did say that we're gonna play Limbus Wordle. Okay, but hear me out. I'm still, like, trying to improve kit reviews before we get the entire drop. So if we can take a kit review and make it so you don't even need the entire kit and try to accurately predict the ID, that is gonna go hard. We might even be able to do what I attempted with Drifting Blade Ryoshu and try to predict all the numbers, which got pretty well. 70% of those predictions were there. I do kind of feel weird about involving predictions a lot with Limbus stuff recently, but I think that's just due to the nature of this Kanto and what's laid before us. Good luck. She has a pager. Yeah. Hey, Curve Yosh. All right, screw it. Let's have at it. All right. So let me just drag this and get this to a state where I can more easily type it out. We always start with passives. So, breakdown, passives, unlock. You know what? This is already nice. I love seeing unlock. Unlock was really fun when fighting the index before. It's gonna be fun when we can use it first now. Oh, hello? Chat, is this real? I fear it is, my friend. I fear it is. Thank you for the follow on Twitch, mate. I actually need to load up Twitch. These stream setups are always last minute. So, we're gonna make it work best we can. Let me just shove something in my mouth here. Okay. So, chew like your life depends on it. Okay, I'm seeing you guys talking about unlock. We'll start with unlock. Now, clearly, what we're mainly getting is that it will upgrade her defense level and heal SP. Sure, whatever. What we keep in mind is that unlock is an upgradable status whenever Dawn gets we'll say GP. We'll say GP for Grace the Prescript. Based on Dawn's GP. Based on Dawn's GP. A status based on Dawn's GP. Also, SQ, if you happen to be here, you're welcome to join in again. There is no pressure. I'm just saying last time was fun. Okay. So, buffs, def level up, and heals SP based on rank, let's say. Goes from 1 to 3. Fair enough. Okay. Do I have any music that's better for the index? Let's see. I bet Energy 2 has something like that. Index music. Oh, yeah. You know what? The index would fuck with Chorus. Chorus always gave me index energy. Alright, there we go. Let's now take a look at the other status effect. Or I guess this is less passes, it's more statuses. Custom statuses. There we go. Control X. There we go. And then unlock. There we go. Alright, next. Prescript, I'm gonna say device. We're just gonna call it device, yeah? Alright, prescript device. So, prescript device. Also, if y'all want to talk about beating Shock in the chat, by all means, I am not gonna be partaking in that because we got something else in front of me. So we got 4. It does look like... I also just saw this passive Great Magic Beeper. Is she getting prescripts from a fucking pager, dude? Anyway, let's start with this. We can see from prescript device that her prescripts are very similar to what Faust's are. In fact, I will pull that up now. Oh, right. You know what? Let me do this real quick. While I've got it here, the kit... Whoa. We're running the kit review. Hold up, I see that super. Now, y'all link in replies. I always gotta remember the shill. Okay. But no, her prescripts right now match up with what we have with, Faust. So, that is a good sign that we can at least predict what the priorities are. Or they're specifically hiding it, which would be really evil and also explain, like, the purpose behind this censorship. But I do see, like, an actual, you know, censorship. So, if one of her skills matches up with that, then, you know, that's gonna make a lot more sense. Okay, let me find the damn, thumbnail. There you are. I also think this thumbnail turned out really well. I'm very happy with this one. They gave us new opportunities. Link in replies. There we go. Yep. Notifications and shit. Go here. Go here. And then view. And then copy. There we go. Link. Oh, and I didn't ping. Sorry. Let me do that real quick. We're starting the review. So, heads up, I do start these like 30 minutes before the stream, so sometimes a couple of things go by the wayside. Goon. We're reviewing the new kit now, y'all. Okay, there we go. All right. Substance. Is there any kind of censored skill? Unfortunately, there is not, which means we cannot tell exactly what this is. I would like to assume it's the skill 3. We will probably just have to handle the skill 3. She is fulfilling prescripts anonymously. That's good to know. Anyway, let me just set this up to loop. There we go. I need this, my Quixote kinda ID-less. It hasn't been long. I'm from Comics Community, restarted watching vids and got hooked. Also be aware of Dawn's ID was leaked, so be careful her name, reveal whole context of her Yasod. Honestly, I might want to take the leaks. No, let's not take the leaks. Let's be good sports. Okay, anyway, prescript device. Back to prescript device. So, similar. This is similar to Faust's ID, in which you must use certain skills. With marked, with marks. On targets. Right? Because this makes sense. Use the skill marked with mark of the prescript or hit a target with a marked skill. Yeah. In fact, let's go back to... Not me. God, fuck me. Get out of here. Limbus company and go back to Faust. And find this. Actually, wrong one. We want this one. Open image, a new tab. Alright. So, as we can see, with... what was I looking at? As we can see with prescript device here, the skills that we need to use are roughly the same. Use the skill marked with it or hit with a marked skill. Use the skill marked with it or hit with a marked skill. Hit a target with a skill marked with the prescript. Hit a target with a skill. Paper slip number 3. Hit a target with Ego Awakening skill or skill 3. Hit a target with Ego Awakening skill or whatever the hell this is. And then eliminate all enemies. Eliminate all enemies. So they're roughly the same with one exception. Okay? That's it. As for secret demands, yeah. What's going on? The ID is making it hard to understand. Think that's the Jaw Ishmael situation? I think there's a reason to believe that. Yeah, I think there's a reason to believe that. Marks on targets. However, device 3 matches up, but does not make it clear what the intended ID skill is. So, let's just take a quick detour and check something out. Now, we know she doesn't have a skill 4. this would at least show us a format with, like, a skill icon, if she had a skill 4. So, we know she doesn't have that, which implies that either they have gone as far as to remove a skill 4 from an entire page, or it's one of these 4 skills. Now, we're gonna keep going on this, of course, and see what other little statuses there are, but it's gonna be worth noting what we do have and what we don't have. Like, this passive, we still have Karmic Consequence, we have unlock stages. It's just gonna involve marking what we can potentially know at the moment, and whether or not that will be enough. So, beyond that, we've got the base statuses. It looks like she's got 4 passives. I'm trying to figure out what the hell these mean, unless these are skills. Oh, if these are all upgradable skills, that's gonna be really problematic, but I guess we'll find out, Either way. Index device Don Quixote. Turn start, gain prescript device based on unlock stage on self. So unlock is different from Grace of the Prescript, but she does also have Grace of the Prescript, keep that in mind. So we'll just get this down. Let's say Prescript delivered on a device. I'm also gonna check chat really quick, because y'all might have some thoughts. They seem like a skill too. I'd say y'all think it's gonna get censored in game. Index version manager Dawn. 8 skill again on Dawn. That probably is 8 skill, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, the Dawn files are not even here. It's unfortunate. Game Theory would post this 3 months later after everyone figured out. No, don't worry. We're probably gonna post it like 3 hours before we get the answers. That's just how this works here. But gain device. I'm just gonna call it device based on unlock stage. Also, I want to get this down real quick. Grace of the Prescript still will give her offensive level. So she still does get offense level. I'm just gonna mark that here. GP Grace of the Prescript gains offensive level based on stat. So she's gonna gain both offensive and defensive level. So inflict the Prescript's target. We already know how this one works. Apply mark of the Prescript on base skills. We already know how this works the exact same way. All effects of weapon Prescript execution checks do not trigger when unit is staggered. Already have this, but there's more, which we'll just have to deal with not knowing. Next is Will of the Prescript, double checking Faust, who is basically our half reference for this. What is 21 day? Okay, this is some dumb shit. So let's go back over here to Faust and pull up Will of the Prescript, or even Limbus itself. I just want to see if this reads the exact same way. If Prescript was executed, heal SP and gain Grace. If Prescript was executed, heal SP and gain Grace. When executing main target, heal even more SP and gain even more Grace. Yep, and gain even more Grace. If Prescript was not executed this turn, gain Karmic Consequence. At X unlock stage, does not gain Karmic Consequence. If it was not executed, gain Karmic Consequence. At X Grace, does not gain Karmic Consequence. If unit attempted to execute Prescript to combat start but cannot target, does not gain Karmic Consequence. And yeah, it's basically the same. That's good. Unlike space somehow, Grace thought would be made it if you use skill 1 multiple times. I mean, they've gotta translate the skills one way or another to Limbus. So I think this might be the idea where we get Singleton, which would be its own deal. But then again, this is kind of how they Singletoned already, by telling you what skills to use, so I guess we'll find out. Anyway, I'll just put down here, similar in practice to Faust. And if I scroll up here, Will of the Prescript is similar in practice to Faust. Similar in practice to Faust, but with unlock instead of just Grace. Okay, there we go. I'll scroll this down so y'all can see it. Will of the Prescript, we already have. Unlock / turn end at enough of these gain unlock. And there's more. And there's more. So I'm just gonna say... Gain something special with unlock. That's what we can get. That's all we can get right now. So next, we've got the Great Magic to Beeper Knoweth My Desire. Deal more damage with skills marked with Mark the Prescript for every grace the Prescript on self. Hold on. Is that new? That feels new. Because human damage with skills with... No. Okay, it's not new. Proselyte's Blade already has that. Okay. Let me give you a hint. Why would they have Ego Awakening skills and then Sensors 3 skills and some passives? I mean, yeah, it makes sense that these would have to be skill 2s. That's the most likely outcome. That's why I'm expecting that whatever they have here is probably a skill 3 too. Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm late. Is it worth the gamble so far? We're working on it. We're working on it. Chances are, it's gonna be an ID that has a bunch of skill 3 2s. So, or skill 2s rather. So that's it. I see. Yeah. But we're making the best of it. I'm not giving up. I think it's a coward's way to give up, and that there's still something to learn from all this. So we're going to continue learning. Let's see. The Great Magic Beeper Knoweth My Desire. I will, however, send a screenshot to my editor's son, because this is the first ID we're coming back after a break with analyzing, and saying, at son, we're gonna get creative with this one. Okay. Enough fun saying funny sensors. So we've got deal more damage, similar to Faust, deal more damage, based on Mark. At Grace Prescript, deal more damage with base skills instead. Yep. On hit with a base attack skill, heal SP, heal dust with additional SP based on unlock. Also based on unlock instead of base GP. Okay, we've got that much. So now we've got the support passive. I'm also gonna say this is probably the Sin passive, right? Let me open up Limbus and then go over to the Extractory and take a look at Faust. Is this up? Yeah, let's take a look at what Faust has over here. So I'll hide... Actually, you guys should be able to see it. So as the prescript orders... so... She will need one of all of her skill slots, one of all of her sins in order to get Proselyte's Blade. We could probably assume one of every... One of Lust, Gloom, Pride each. We could probably infer that pretty well. What's happened in the past doesn't always happen in the future, but I think we can infer that well enough. Also, that is the Sin passive, so we'll just do this. Sin passive. And then put this here. There we go. Control X, Control V. Okay, next. And then support passive is this too is the Grace of the Great Magic Beeper. I can't believe Don Quixote is serving her life to a fucking pager from the 90s. I'm also surprised that the Index is using pagers in general. I mean, I get it. This kind of technology would probably be magic to her. This is a very creative ID. That's all I can say. That is all I can say. Combat start. Heal SP for ally with lowest SP. This deck prioritizes plus coin identities. You know what? Makes sense. Bryos, plus coin IDs. Effect unit's index faction gain damage up. Also, damage up for index. Actually, I'm just gonna type the full word. That's hard to read. It prioritizes. The effect does not apply to units under effects that prevent SP recovery. Doesn't do this to IDs. It shouldn't. Well, we'll keep it simple as that, eh? Yeah. Chest read and maps win this. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so we've got all of the passives down. So, let's move on to the skills proper. Well, I say the skills we know. She's a blunt ID for one, which makes sense considering the way the sprite looked. Yeah, Shitter's hand I let slip. Let's go with the counter first. I swear, if this is gonna be the second Dawn ID that gets 8 skills, and the last one was Manager Dawn, it's a reasonable upscale, I suppose. So we know she's thinking poise. We've got Prescript Branded, Prescript Woven Fabric. What is, that is the same name as Faust skill, actually. It deals additional this is for Faust skill. Additional final power and 10% damage for every 3 grace the Prescript. And gives shield that's reduced by Karmic Consequence. This one gains final power and deals more damage based on that. Gains shield equal to X% of max HP. Reduces it based on Karmic Consequence. And gains poise. So it is... Hello? Oh, thank you for becoming an accomplice, mate. How are you? Merceau? I'm going through it. I feel like I'm reading into Ryoshu's memories right now. And I can't help but wonder if the reason a lot of this is censored... Also, let's just take a look. Look, you can kind of make out the text. I wonder if it's because it's a spoiler for Kanto 9. Like, hold on a sec. Y'all. They didn't even put real text. They don't want you to know any of this shit. Alright. Fair enough. The text is keyword bashing, yeah. It's formatted in the passive format. I feel like it can't be just a passive. Because the means to get Dawn's final prescript would almost certainly be a skill or fulfilling a passive. Anyway, extremely similar to Faust's counter, but I'm noticing a lot of similarities to Faust here. Reduce shield gain for every X term of consequence. Gain final power based on unlock stage. Unit does not have unlock. Gain unlock 1. Okay, actually that's something. Turn end. If unit does not have unlock, gain unlock. And then change grace of the prescript stack to X. Change grace of the prescript stack. It did not do this before. It did not change the stack of grace of the prescript. Alright. Change GP stack to X. Gain Karma Consequence at next turn based on grace that... What? Wait, so you gain Karmic Consequence when you gain Grace the Prescript. Okay. Gain Karmic Consequence based on GP gained. That is interesting. Okay. And then on hit, gain poise, inflict sinking. Yeah, I guess the difference here is that Dawn also gains poise. So we'll say... coin effects. On hit. Gain. Poise. Actually gain. Pinking. P. That's it. Okay, 3 coins there. Let's go with the skill 3. The prescript must be fulfilled anonymously. Really sketchy for lore purposes. What does this mean for gameplay purposes? must be fulfilled, and I'm just gonna put that there. Just gonna put that there. Why is falling prescript against karma? There is a reason why. If we look at Faustsepti's story, she does kill a messenger for making fake prescripts when they received a prescript to make fake prescripts. The index is kind of fucked, not gonna lie. Or, And on his old speech lingo, that means soon? Okay. I didn't know that. Alright. That is good to know. It does make sense that she would use that language, especially with be thee silent. Okay. Next. We know that this is going to follow the mark pattern. So, like, all three will follow the mark pattern. That's enough. Gain final power. Oh, actually, this is coin power. Hold up. This is coin power. On mark, gain coin power. Gain final power for pinking. Thank you for subscribing. Or based on pinking. Okay. Then, combat start at X unlock stage. Convert all coins to the skill to unbreakable. Sure. At X plus. We'll change this to a different track. Fuck it, let's play Revenge. At X plus unlock, convert to UBs and deal more damage based on unlock. This ID is peak. The ID is definitely theatrically peak. I can't even be mad about the lack of info. I can't. Maybe she has like a skill 4 and the other sense of things surpasses that after I know the skills work because I feel like they're more similar to Proxies. I think she has at least one skill 4. We can't know for sure. She might have a ton of passives. But at least with the numbers, I feel like one thing we can at least rely on is that she has 4 of something. But these line up well enough that it seems like it would be 4 passives, right? Okay. Either way, or I'm sorry, 4 skills. 4 skills specifically. So, let's continue on into the coin effects. On use, gain poise count. Gain poise count. Gain poise is well based on unlock stage, which is similar to Faust. Also gain poise P based on unlock. And then coin effects. Gain, gain poise. And then deal more damage based on unlock. We'll say on C2. And then inflict sinking P and C. And more on crit. Which, you know, for a skill 3, pretty good. Makes total sense. Very curious what the sensor stuff is. Yeah. So like Faust, but she has this unlock mechanic. Yeah, it's from Library of Ruina. The more often you would use certain skills, the better the status would get. It's very much like Grace of the Prescript. So next, let's go to Be Thee Silent. What we're probably gonna do here is see what we can get from the skills that we do know, and then maybe theorycraft a little bit of what we don't know. Just because, well, you know, half of the ID is missing. Gain final power if marked. Gain coin power based on pinking. And then gain poise on use. Now, coin effects. We've got inflict sinking count, and gain poise count. Okay, that's not bad. Inflict sinking P and C. Gain poise C. Not change, just gain poise C. And also count only on crit. There we go, there we go, there we go. And that's simple as is. Let's move on to the skill 1, Skull Crushing. God, they really want to hide a lot with this. Gain final power and deal damage if marked. I should say deal more damage because it's not fixed damage. I want to check on what y'all are saying here. Let's see. Essentially, gain unlocked more text entering the first skill is unlocked. That might actually be it. You have a point. Just like Faust, yeah. Yes, I ought to get out of my ID. Yeah, keep using unique skills, get more power. Didn't we see claw marks moved on as who would use clash skills? So I actually do have the ID trailer in Premiere right now. We could go frame by frame if we want. We could do that. Like some kind of Berserk stage. Really hope they don't do the censoring thing again as much as it's interesting. Please let it be a one-off thing or once a season. Yeah, I'd say it needs to be justified. It needs to be special. I hope they keep this. I would like this to be like the crossover events. Done very infrequently, but it's charming. Censoring right because we lost the golden vows. The connection to Mirror World is shaky. I get it. I just want it. I want there to be a justification, and that justification to remain special. You know, the syndrome. It's the syndrome precedent. If it happens all the time, it's immediately worse into value. But, gain coin power, and not just because it makes my life worse, based on thinking. And then, on use, gain poise C. And then, coin power, inflict sinking, not coin power, I'm sorry, coin effects. Effects, inflict sinking, and then gain poise, gain count on crit. Alright, so overall what we have here is still very similar to what Faust has. Let's just go over, we're gonna go over the base vision. Base vision with what we know. With what we can possibly know. Not know with just know. Tis Yan? Hard to say. Why weren't the first Concho IDs all crazy then? I think the difference is that those are very simple. And also maybe we're coming to rely on the bows more. I don't know. It could be a detachment from the bows that we do have beyond anything. But I think that's a valid question. I think more so it has to do with whatever kind of memory is coming up with Ryoshu, and that it's being blocked here, because it was blocked for Dante as well. Alright, anyway. Would love to get in sometimes for characters that'd be interesting during major beats. Yeah. Agreed. Base vision with what we know. Very similar to Index Faust, but with key differences. Still gains GP, which gains attack level. Still wants to use whatever the prescript, in this case, beeper, or not beeper, device says. Use marked skills, hit with marked skills. I'll say use certain skills, which implies there's at least one skill for, right? They released the Dawn files. Look, I know this joke's overused, but with how much is redacted here, they really did. It's kind of uncanny how similar it is. Might be Yawn? I don't think it can be. Yawn would definitely be a Walt drop. And also, Yawn didn't use a beeper. Like, Yawn would be a Walt drop. If you're saying it's a messenger, or something similar. Holy shit. Hello, Justin. Thank you for the 50 memberships. That's very kind of you. I have no idea what exactly that was set up in, what currency, but still, I appreciate you doing that for the people. Very sweet of you. Anyway, let's see. Congratulations on being gifted. Use certain skills and then kill them all, which honestly it doesn't really matter. Very sweet of you, very sweet of you. They gave Yawn a beeper because they were scared he would distort. No, guys. It's not, I would bet on this. I would bet money on this. There's no way it can be on. There's no way it can be on. Also, I'm realizing now I have to disable the sound effect for the memberships, because it's gonna do that for all of them, isn't it? Let me just pull that up, hey? Let me just pull that up right now off screen. Well, let's talk about this. We can talk about this in the meantime. Streamlabs. So, in addition to what we have with this Dawn, or in it being similar to Faust, the unlock mechanic, I would assume, means that we are expecting it not only to gain defense level and heal SP, but that there is a reason we are healing SP. And getting defense level, for that matter. Either these skills would reduce SP, or they act differently and are used to unlock the skill 4. We can also take a look at what is censored, because we can see there's a part here that mentions unlock. This is where we get unlock, right? And it's saying that there is something that we do not get to know yet. Oh, let me hide the notepad for a sec. I'm imagining that what we have here in this part is actually longer than it's letting on, right? I feel like that has to be relevant somehow. It's not young because Dawn's not a messenger, doesn't carry grace, and even if you become a prisoner for failing at library at the speed frame, Dawn's transformation is the clause. I agree. You can finally watch the feet vid. True, actually. This is true. But in addition, yeah, the lighthouse, she might be a messenger. She might just be a messenger. Yeah, okay. Okay, whatever. She may very well just be that. What? No. Okay. Because she does have the same outfit as Yon. I think that's what's getting people. Regardless. We know that there is something we don't know about Unlock. So Unlock will likely be what takes us into having different skills, if I had to guess. What else do we not know? Unlock this. At X plus Grace 3 gain Unlock and etc. I have to imagine that this is what unlocks, well, this over here. So I think the idea would be that as we use these skills, our interaction with both Grace the Prescript and Unlock is going to change, which means that there is a second procedure to follow. You know, does that make sense? In other words, as we gain Unlock, we gain new skills. Skills will heavily affect the playstyle. Now, as far as the skills that have specific ways that change playstyle, or ideas that have skill forks, let's say several of them at that, right? The skills that have several of them, I'm also turning off the member sound, like, now. Just so that we don't have to work with this throughout. I really appreciate it, but 50 is a little much. Let's see, membership. Yeah, okay. We're gonna set this to 0, and we can let the pop-up display still. It's just the sound. Save settings. I don't know if it's gonna apply retroactively, but we'll see. We have seen Index Apprentice as well, so maybe, yeah. This is true. You know, Dawn wears shirt and thighs while Yon wears a black suit. It's a similar theme. Yeah, I think it's a gender theme, or a gender thing. Let me just check also what y'all have. Couldn't it be counter 2 for the 4th skill? Let's change song here. We got more to talk about. Let's get more into analysis music, because we want to start thinking. You know what? This thing is being... this idea is being centered so much, we may as well use Yes Odds theme. Yeah, it'd be counter 2. What are we saying about counter 2? Could it be counter 2 for the 4th skill? Yes. If we're going to assume that these 4 are skills, it is within reason that this is the 4th skill. Because if we take a look, there's already 1, 2, 3, 4 different passives. Let me open up Limbus Company for y'all. What is an idea that has a bunch of passives? Like, someone name an ID that has a ton of passives. Offhand, Lord of Hongyan, yeah? Lord of Hongyan? One passive Heisho Lord. Another passive Embraced, whatever. Actually, it's just 2? Wow. Koja? Okay, I'm seeing Koja and Manager Dawn. Okay, let's take a look at Koja. So, Koja has 1 passive, 2 passive, 3 passive, 4, and then a support. So, a total of 5. Okay. We got some ideas. We're gonna check on a few of these. But if I go back here, and we take a look at this page, or rather this page, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 passives, plus 1 support passive. QH Dawn? Okay, let's see. Do any of these have like 5 passives, not counting a support passive? Let me just hide this. Let's go into Queen of Hatred Dawn. Skill, passive. Got 1, 2, not just 2. Someone was saying Manager Dawn. Let's take a look at Manager Dawn. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, okay, there's 4. Okay, what else? You guys were saying Ujat and Index Faust? We can find out. I haven't gotten them yet because I don't want to spend Runashi. We can find out. That's 1, 2, only, okay, actually 3, because we're counting the Sin passives. And then Otis has 1, 2, not counting the support. I think Forest Highest would seem not counting support. They're saying Thumb So. Someone's saying Thumb So. Let's give it a look. Passive 1. No, only 2. Thumb So only has 2. You're mixing up complexity with the named passives, my friend. Let's see. Passive they even put in the skills. So I think we've got reason to believe that this Dawn's page is full of skills. Defense level very long is to offset the defense level down from Karmic Consequence. I mean, it could be. It does indeed do that. The question is, here's my question. If it's to offset it, then why? Is it just to offset it? Is it just to make it so that the more unlock you have, the less damage you could take for not screwing up? If so, does that imply that using these skills means you would gain Karmic Consequence? Like, there's usually a reason these things happen. Yeah. It's just too long? Yeah, that's what happens with a lot of these. Mariachi skincare? Oh, shut up. Yeah. Let's see. But no. I think we can reasonably say that these are skill 2s. You'll get unlocked by getting Karmic? Why? Are you saying you'll unlock skills by getting Karmic Consequence? Let's think about this real quick, though. Let's follow the math here. You gain Karmic Consequence, because Will of the Prescript is not censored whatsoever. It's not. Sure, it's possible this passive is censoring it. That's entirely possible. But you're getting Karmic Consequence if the Prescript does not execute this turn. We also have to keep in mind that Prescript Device works in a manner similar to how Faust did. Like, receive Prescript Device. Use skill marked with Mark of the Prescript. If we look at Mark of the Prescript, go to this one, it'll apply to a base attack. Well, hold on a second. Apply Mark of the Prescript to a base attack skill. Correct me if I'm wrong. Does base attack skill refer to skill 4s? Do we have an ID that we can use to find that out? But also, I do see what you're saying about getting Karmic on the counter. That is a really good point. That is a legitimately good point. Yes, that counts as skill, like, upgraded skills. Yeah. No. I mean, if there's an ID that we can use to test that, that'd be good. Base, so no dash Q. That's what I assume, at least. Gain fall power and deal more damage based on unlock stage. Gain shield. Gain Karmic Consequence next turn based on grace the prescript gained. It doesn't count counter defensive skill. That's a start. I mean, ego, I get it wouldn't count. Not sure. How can we find out? Believe if it doesn't play skills like Queen of Hatred. So, first off, let's address this. You can gain Karmic Consequence as part of the counter. The question is whether that is part of the scaling mechanic, or if that's just literally a consequence. Enhanced skills count as base. Pretty sure X2 still counts as base skill. When phase shift unlocked, level 3. Feels intentional that they show the mark skill attacking the marked enemy. Yes. But more to the point, we know that, at least in the trailer, the way it looks is that it works similarly to Faust. You will have up to 2 marks with your base skills that will get you to gain Grace the Prescript and unlock. Using those will also have you avoid gaining Karmic Consequence. I think it's time for us to start looking at the trailer, but I'm gonna mark down what we have so far. So, based on this information... Oh, thank you for the subs. Feels very reasonable that the censored info on page 1 is all, let's say, upgraded skills. Okay? Feels very reasonable, that. And then, maybe connected to... Actually, no. Absolutely, I think we can say absolutely connected to Karmic... Not Karmic Consequence, sorry. To unlock, maybe connected to Karmic Consequence. Okay? Whether censor skills need Grace and Karmic to trigger, maybe. Will you absorb the pronouns of censored? Always. I'm here to live every experience I can in life. I will take that. I will take that all the way to the bank. But let me open up Premiere. Because when I was making the thumbnail, I did need to go frame by frame in order to get an image. I think it is worth figuring out what we can from this. So, what Dawn's first idea have 6 skills? Nah. Miniature Dawn has 6. Miniature Dawn has 8 skills. They're just reliant on having other IDs. I guess technically 5 if you want to say on her own, but whatever. Slowing it down, the glitch part of the trailer gives you an outline of the skills. Let's give it a look. I will, for the first time, share it. What if the RNG letters name you out? What if the RNG letters name you out? I don't know what that means. Like, you mean the censored stuff that was key bashing on the ID's skills? I mean, that'd be a funny coinky dink. That would feel like Kim Ji-hoon actually is coming for me, not gonna lie. I assume Kim Ji-hoon doesn't know anything or really give a shit about the creators, as he shouldn't. But I think that would be funny. Anyway, window capture. If the beeper spells Frey, then I'm in danger if the beeper spells me. In all likelihood. Anyway, window capture, Premiere. Okay, we will capture Adobe Premiere Pro. All right, wait. Why do you look like... Oh, okay, no, we're not doing that. We're not gonna do it that way. We're gonna capture Premiere, but we're gonna do it a different way. Give me the display capture. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna get a frame by frame. We're gonna get display capture on the left. And then set this to the left monitor. Oh, wrong one. I'm glad I don't put any private stuff there. Oh, wrong one. Primary monitor. Okay, there we go. There we go. Cool. What if you unlock second form by not fulfilling prescripts? Maybe. Let's find out. So, here. We can see most of what is happening on this ID. Around this section. Okay. Let's focus on the sequence of events here, right? We have Don Quixote revealed in the ID. We have what is assumedly using a skill 1. Actually, wait. Before I go further, if I take a look at the skill itself. On hit inflict sinking, on hit inflict sinking, on hit inflict sinking. Okay. Wait. My brain is working. Chat, do we have anyone in here that is capable of seeing... Oh shit, no, it's just inflict sinking. Wait. Chat, is there a means with which we can tell if sinking count was inflicted? And do we have people in here that can easily identify when sinking has been inflicted? I mean, yeah, the outline's orange, so it's skill 1. I want to be able to tell in the... So I get sandwiched to having forbidden knowledge, but doing prescript like we get second form. Okay, fair enough. Leave it at that. Please do not share leaks. I want to leave it at that. I want to leave it at that. But if she hits twice, it's probably skill 1. If she hits 3 times, it's probably skill 2. Let's try to identify what's happening in the trailer. So display capture, open up Premiere. So let's see how many times she hits. We gotta go frame by frame. This is the hit. If she inflicts sinking here, that's skill 1. Is there a bit of blue? Okay, I see the petals. That appears to be from the index. Frey. But only when SP is low. Hold up. What? Kenji. Scrolling up. What? Oh god. The chat must be moving quickly because I cannot see. The last message I see you saying is... But only when SP is low. Blue tint, but only when SP is low? Only when SP is low. Interesting. Oh, okay. Check real quick in game. Can't tell when it's count, but Singy does have a sound effect. Let's see. The season has me absolutely smiling, so if we can see, as I reveal that anyway. You're not the only one who has panic effect. Panic effect. Wait. Are you guys saying that this only happens when she's at low SP? Like, this is a panic effect? Also, yeah, look, I see some of y'all are talking about the person that shared spoilers in chat. I get it. I'm going to just leave it at that. Please don't share anything else. We have the knowledge we have. Leave it at that. Just leave it at that. Wouldn't it show the red falling lines? Okay, like ego corrosion. So it's a panic effect. So we wouldn't know that from the kit as is, but I suppose I can take a look. I was gonna say I could take a look at what the index panic effects are, but it's an ID, so its panic effects aren't gonna be anything special. Hello, Shadow. I thought the petals were like the effective unlock. They can be effective the index as well. Because like that would happen. We're going at the ID frame by frame to see what to expect with it. This is the second hit. That looks like it would inflict sinking, yeah? Because I see this blue right here. There's a visual effect that appears with sinking, as far as I understand. And if that is the case, then this would be the skill 2. Unless there's another hit. And then, what does this do? Is this different? Is this frame different after the glitch? Are these two different? I mean, the frame is different, but that's just environmental. I think this is similar enough. This is probably the same skill. And then, wait, she's going for a third? She's going for a third! This might be the skill 2. I'm not seeing a sinking effect. And if we load up this, gain poise count, inflict sinking count. But could this be just 2 hits on 1 coin? Students use full intention, only skill 3s have the full attention on the camera. 1 is lust, 1 is pride. Let's see, checking chat. She's a poison ID now. There's probably an unlock effect being applied because it carries the same blue. Let's see. Why does Frey have 4 different web browsers? Because I'm a channel manager and I have to upload to different deets and log in with a bunch of passwords to different accounts. That's just part of my job. Let's take a look at this now. So here's the idea. The first question we're trying to answer is what skill she is using in this trailer, in this first one. Either skill 1 or skill 2. Differences between skill 1 and skill 2 are that skill 1 is 2 coins, that we can visibly see. Skill 1 is 2 coins, skill 2 is 2 coins. Skill 1 is 2 coins, skill 2 is 3 coins. Skill 1 does not inflict sinking on coin 2. Skill 2 does inflict sinking on coin 2. Let's see. You sound insane? This is just stuff I've learned over time. I'm literally picking up the skills I've learned from the community to understand this and putting them into effect. It's a lot of fun. Because there's a visual that appears when you inflict statuses. So we need to check on the second hit to see if that visual appears. Skill 1 got orange. Is the orange visible when using it without seeing the skill at the bottom of the screen is the question. Like, do I look for orange here? Do we actually look for orange? I doubt it. I don't see why we would look for orange. So if I do corrosion for every character, that's great. I don't know. You laugh, but you are not burdened with knowledge. Oh, you're talking about this orange? Is this something all IDs have had? The afterimage tells you... Wait, does it really? Hold on, wait. Now we gotta check this out. Hold on. That's really cool if so. Wait. That's a cool point. If this is true, that's gonna change a lot. Hold on. Let's go to YouTube. This is a really cool learning opportunity. Hold on. Let's find out. Let's find out together. So I'm gonna go to Project Moon Official. Project Moon Official. Drop this here. And then let's take a look at, say... let's take a look at Rodion, because I can easily skip through that. Okay. Let's give this a look-see. And then we can go through and take a look at the skills. And then set settings to... Oh. Refresh because YouTube's being fucking weird with it. No, not theater mode! Why are you like this? Okay. So let's go to the skills. And then frame by frame. There is an afterimage. So this is a skill 1. Afterimage is skill 1. Wait. What are we analyzing? If we can tell what skills IDs are using based on afterimage. So now let's hide this. Open up Limbus. Go into Roja's ID. Skill 1 is Gloom. So far, so good. If the next one is purple, then the theory matches. The idea matches. Hold on. You might be cooking here. Okay, next, let's check out skill 2. Oh, wait, is that purple? That's kind of purple. That does look kind of purple, though. Afterimage. I'm not sold on it being purple. That is so purple. Holy shit, that's purple. Oh my god, that's... Oh, dude! Ah! I didn't know. No! Are you the same person that said I sounded insane? Dude! We are literally learning. You're saying that I was insane for going frame by frame, and you're saying, oh, you didn't know when the afterimage was there? Go fuck yourself, man! You should, of all people, know. Afraid that's been a thing for years. I haven't been analyzing these for years. I'm learning this step by step. I'm not gonna know everything. Why do you think I'm excited to learn? I thought every ID had this. No, it never came up in the half a year since we've been starting doing this. It never came up in conversation. Why would I know? Got so much insight now, you grade up at EX level agent. There we go, yeah. We spread in knowledge. Said this orange afterimage like 20 minutes ago. The thing is, I was reading the ID 20 minutes ago. Other people in chat might have read it. I'm not, my career, as unfortunate as it is, my career is at a point now where I cannot be relied on to see every message in chat. I'm sorry, I have to rely on super chats for that now to a degree. But we now know this is the case. That's it. So, let's go back into Premiere. We know this is the lust skill. Excellent. Okay. So now, let's move on to the second skill, okay? Oh, wait. So that's the first one, because we can still see that little bit of orange here. All right, next. You weird man? Brother! Why you hating? Brother just looking for any excuse. Saying, I already knew this knowledge. What the fuck is wrong with you? Dude, eat your own fucking cereal. Okay, so we got Gloom on this one. So that's it. And then, so this would imply that we've got it. They just edited the skill 2 with the skill 1 because the animations are similar. Elaborate. They edited the skill 2 in the trailer? This is, I can't believe you right now. I feel like you've been given, like, unreliable testimony for a hot minute if you're trying to say that this is the skill 2. Elaborate for your own good, my dude. Either way, what we have here, though, is likely what the upgraded skills are. So, I would say that this is what we're looking at on the right-hand side, the censored part of the ID. These glitch effects can imply a passage of time or just be there for flair. We can't know entirely for sure, but I'm not seeing a distinct change in the stage, and also, are we seeing anything different whatsoever? Not particularly, no. I'm going to mention the after image thing, though. You're not the only one, and you've also been giving unreliable info by just saying going frame by frame is unreliable, so you're kind of contradicting yourself. I just don't see how what you're saying is consistent. It feels inconsistent to me. So let's see. We can see here that there is some effect from Grace the Prescript, right? And then we've got... This is way too bright to be Pride, right? This is valuable info. Oh, I'm happy with it. I'm not mad at getting the ID. I didn't say that. Brother, you said I wasn't saying going frame by frame. Okay, this is still the skill 2. So it feels all but assured that we're looking at skill, like upgradable skills. However, we're seeing several instances of this. You can tell it's counted because she has the shield. That's true. That is absolutely true. John Asher, I didn't. Oh, I was probably looking at someone else then. Oh, man, did you get a stray bullet? I'm sorry. I think you got a stray. Unless you're gaslighting. But if you're gaslighting at this point, I don't care. My bad. My bad for giving you a stray, dude. But no, we can see that she's using an upgraded gloom, potentially. What if the skills glitch into each other? Potentially. Like a follow-up? Maybe. Like, okay, so we can establish now that she's using gloom skills, that this is the counter. When she uses the counter... Interesting, it just goes out of the counter. I feel like this is a time passage. Because she doesn't have the shield either. So if she doesn't have shield, could this instead be the... No, the skills are upgrades considering her transformation? Does she have a transformation? Did I miss that? Like, what would the transformation be? Ah, the text, duh. Okay. This is a really good effect. I want to know if it means anything. But that's all we get to see, really. Right? Okay. But if she's really sleepy, could be. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold up, was that color? There's a slight effect here with the slash, which would imply slash damage, but based on what we know about Limbus, not really. Broke out of her handcuffs right before the static? Broke out of her handcuffs, wait. Wait, you might be onto something. Can't really tell from that. Wait, we can kind of make out what she's doing. So, frame by frame. Chains? Okay, how much of this is the enemy, though? There's a bunch of chains here. We can see the chains on her from here. Wait. I need to see hands! Wait, zoom in. Enhance. There are only 2 sets of chains. There are no other chains lower down. It's just these. Keep in mind, if you see a hand here, it is the auto mannequin. Right here. Okay. Now let's go back to fitting. So these claws are new. Okay. Black claws in 2 frames. Yeah. Something freaky like a four-legged Dawn, yeah. And then these chains go lower down as if breaking. I see what you're saying! Then these chains are here. She's attacking. Very reasonably slash. And then we can see a very distorted view of her making the attack. Dear God. 1, 2. Or that's just 1 coin. And then a second hit. And then a third, perhaps? Yeah, this has to be the third because of all these claws. And a fourth even. Maybe. Some of these might be doubling up. I think this is just an after effect from the past one. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Is there some distortion and tomfoolery afoot with this ID? There's some index tomfoolery. For sure. And then we've got this, and then Dawn. Dawn's definitely kind of creature in on this. Actually, also, are these her regular kicks? They do look like her regular kicks, just darker. Actually, wait. Nah, they look like the regular kicks overall. Once more, the rule prescript off the line with my own. Yeah, okay. Not much else to note, I fear. Okay, so what we can feel comfortable saying is that whatever is happening here, just the pre-up tie or post-up tie image, we can't really know for sure because they swap them sometimes. I feel like both of these are pre? Or it's acquisition, actually. Wait, we do know. The animations like this only happen on acquisition. So it might be neither. It could be neither. Either way, here's what this tells. It looks like a lunacy symbol right next to Dawn's shoes. I wouldn't read into it that much. It's more likely a prescript symbol than anything. Like, or blood. Prescript symbol or blood. But. Let's open up Notepad. So if we go over here, and I feel bad. She has SP game mechanics and some sort of second force, probably just Eco, and she's Dawn Clear 2.0 with the SP drain in return. That's a reasonable... Yeah, that's reasonable. Oh, right. Let's remove display capture. So, absolutely has upgraded skills. Seems to only S2 is confirmed. Might revolve around that or all skills. So getting unlock on this unit? Yes. That's where they're hiding so much in order to not reveal the part 2 Index Apprentice. I think so. Yeah. Also, there's something interesting about this side. I feel like this box might mean something, but I can't be sure. I'm getting a little too far into the weeds on it. This text, I don't want to go into lore. I want to keep this on gameplay instead of text, instead of lore. Just thinking it through. Let's go back to the window capture and head over here. We could assume that this is, for the sake of gameplay, I'm willing to entertain some thoughts about lore. If we say this is a form of, like, reprogramming, right? The same thing that could affect Ryoshu's memories. This would imply that the Index has a means... I'm just gonna talk this through. Index has a means to affect memories. Which would also mean that we would get these blurred skills. The stuttering on the skills? Wait, this is the skill 3. It's not the skill 2. It's not the skill 2, it's the skill 3, because the skill 3 is what's gloom. The skill 3 is gloom. Hold on. Wait. We do need to go back to the... We need to go back to the trailer for one other deal. So first, only S3 is confirmed. What we need to see is the order in which... My god, this isn't story, it's just anti-spoiler. I mean, kind of same difference though, right? Wait, I need to see just what order her skills were used in. Let's give this a look. Just the order. We don't need to find out more. So that's skill 1. Is this pride? It would make sense for that to be skill 2. that's skill 1. Okay, this is dark enough. I feel like this has to be pride. So this is skill 2. So no, it probably doesn't mean anything. It's just based on... Yeah, it's just based on how they normally handle trailers. Okay. Is that skill 2? Well, wait. Wait. Then skill 3. Unless this is counter? Hold on, maybe there's something here. No, this is just her getting unlock, I imagine. Okay. Unlock literally unlocks her. Unlock literally unlocks her. Wait, okay. Unlock literally unlocks her. Just get that down real quick. What the hell? Blue 2 dark to be gloom, yes. Oh boy, I feel like it's pride. Yes, pride gets darker. S1 then spliced into skill 2. S1, S2 counter, skill 3, I think. How do you tell sin affinities based on the animation? It's the color. It's the color of the after image that they have. So they aren't getting any of the apprentices in part 1 because they weren't going all out. Freeze from skill by sin. I thought it was something, I think when Dawn uses her skill 3, she follows it up with skill 3 too. May not make sense, but when she uses skill 3, she unlocks her chains. Skill 3 is the only one with the code, yes. So skill 3, let's see where this goes. Well, we're seeing that she gets a code. This part is not her using a skill. This part is her getting a code, like a turn start. Not combat start, turn start, right? This is turn start. Then, this is her using her skill 3. Wait a fucking second. This is a skill 3. Chat, this is a skill 3. Check the animation, check the icon. Do you guys see something wrong with this image? You guys see something fucking wrong with this image? Chat, there are 2 skill 3s in this row. There are 2 skill 3s. There are 2 skill 3s in this row. In this column, on this slot. There are 2 skill 3s. We have discard? Are we getting discard effects? Are we getting discard effects on this? Maybe not discard specifically, because it's not the only one that gets it, but can we get additional skill 3s? Hold on. RNG does not do this. RNG says you have a deck of 6 skills. 3 are skill 1, 2 are skill 2, 1 is skill 3. And if we take a look, enhance, there's another skill 3 up here as well. They're clearly trying to tell us that you are more likely to get a skill 3 with this skill. Might be like W Corp Heath? Maybe. If you avoid using skill 3 for an entire rotation, you get a double. I feel like... Okay, hear me out here. I feel like when you use the unreliable narrator trope, you do that with purpose. With a trailer, where there is very little they're showing, like a video trailer or a kit, you don't say, he, ha. This is just implying something incorrect. This just happened due to happenstance. It's not beyond them. It's not beyond Project Moon to be unreliable and red herring this. But the reason for red herring, because it's based on happenstance, does not pass the sniff test. They would do it for a better reason than happenstance. There's 3 slots, this is turn 3. There's no time for rotations. You're so right, actually. That's also true. There's no time for rotations. Yeah. Let's check the Index Faust trailer. They also show the skills there. What would we get? Okay. I'm letting you cook, but I don't know what we would gain from that. Because that is to show the idea of mark of the prescript. This just happens to tell us more. Like, if you want to see... I guess for the sake of it... You know what? No, I'm gonna leave that as homework. You can check it if you want. I don't think that's reliable. I really don't. That's not me being lazy. That's me saying that we know enough about Limbus Company to make that reasonably without going back to it. I guess in the cautious voice here, I think you are, and that's okay. There's a thing I like to be and a thing that I appreciate people being, and that's called a central negative to a group, where you are trying to make sure that you shoot down ideas not for the purpose of shooting them down, but to be thoughtful. Make sure you're thinking it through. You're challenging it, and that's fine. I'm just responding with the challenge. I'm responding with the response to the challenge. And you're fine. You're totally fine. I appreciate that. Okay. There's 5 skill 3s, which is crazy. Yeah, this is out of the ordinary. So, you will have... there are more opportunities to get S3s than normal on this ID. Okay. Trust me, she inflicts that erosion. Erosion would go so hard. But okay, I gotta remember what I was originally here for. S1, S2, into unlock turn start animation, into S3 with mark, also showing multiple S3s. Into what? Into what? Let's keep this going. Showing using mark on a marked enemy, and then the counter, into counter. Remember checking index Faust? What would I check her for? Like, I'm letting you cook, but what would I check her for? What information am I looking for? Okay, and then this is the counter. And then if we take a look, this is a gloom skill. Chained. 1 hit. 2 hits. We haven't used the skill 3 yet. Or rather, before this. 3 hits. And then the additional ones. It does look like a follow-up. You're right, I think it does look like a follow-up. She has multiple skill 3s in the same slot. Okay, then I'm wrong. You know what? I'm wrong. I put the burden of proof on someone else for something that felt like precedent, and I'm wrong, and I accept that. Let's give it a look. Y'all are saying it. Y'all are saying that's happening. Let's give it a look. It's over here. Faust is around this area. Let's see. I'll go back a little bit. Faust has multiple skill 3s. Let's see. I see a gloom here. Was Faust always gloom? I'm trying to remember. She does have 2. You are correct. And it is turn 5. Ooh. Okay. Nah. Central Negative was right on this one. But at the same time, it's only 1 instance. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5. Hold up. But it's 1 slot we see down with 3 skill 3s. Yeah. You can tell what skills are based on the size of the sin border. Yes. I see there's another skill over here, but like, this is only 1 outside of the regular rotation. There's another one lined up on 5. That is normal. The only oddity here is the one on line 3. Dawn's is very unnatural. Like, okay. Is there... I guess I gotta check Faust now. We're having to go full ARG mode on this. It's just guaranteed that skill 3 is shown for trailer purposes? Possibly? Let's take a look at prescripts. Like, gain prescript paper 3. Grace the prescript. The prescript's target mark of the prescript. Or, no. Let's do this a different way. Just something to do to showcase the idea in trailers? Perhaps? It is to an odd degree in that one, though. Right? Let's go away from here and go back to the kit, specifically. Because if we look at Faust... there was something that made it to where the mark prioritized her skill 3. Where can I find that? Right, here we go. Prescript delivered on paper slips. Apply mark to base attack skills. At X, this effect prioritizes skill 3. Okay. If it prioritizes skill 3... Yeah, at 6 plus the effect prioritizes skill 3. So... how reliable is the trailer? Because now there's enough of a question to say it's not precedent for the trailer to just show several skill 3s at once. Now it has to be precedent that this is an odd number, like a strangely large number of skill 3s to show. It is the majority of the skills here. We'd have to look. Dawn's about the gang more than 1 skill 3. It has to be by her alt mode, and she has to be able to rapidly switch between them because Dawn's not during that moment. Yeah. They usually show the skill lineup in trailers. Not normally. This is true. I know this is in part to show Mark. Let's step back for a sec. I'm gonna read chat, but we gotta step back for a sec. They did that for next because it's a unique skill mechanic. Yes, this is true. This is true. Okay, but it's one slot with almost E3. Dante got drunk, whatever. That was probably funny. There's 3 skill 3s. That wasn't as relevant because of the number of slots. Is it possible for her to create skills from something we can't see? Maybe. There's another one lined up on 5. Dante has 3 of them on third slot, which would be impossible even by saving it up. Yes. But also, Faust has 5 on skill 3. Here's what's frustrating me. On the skill part, let's go back to the skills. On this one, if I like... So we can see that there are 3 instances of a skill 3. These 2 are normal. These 2 are normal, this one is new. What I'm trying to process through is that this is turn 5, right? By turn 1, you would see 3 instances of a skill. There are 6 total. Which means that if I load up GIMP... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna GIMP it. I'm gonna GIMP this real quick. We're getting so into the weeds here, but I think it's just so damn fun, too. Alright, let's see. Do I have a GIMP view? Where's my GIMP? Oh, it's a window capture, isn't it? Right. Let me change my window capture to GIMP. Yeah, okay. New window capture. Window capture. GIMP. Okay. Open up GIMP. And then put that here. Where are you? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a diagram for you guys. Ooh, little large there. So here's how this works. Let's assume for a second that I may as well do this with like the right ones. So let's assume duplicate layer. We're gonna need 3 sloth. And then we're gonna need 2 pride. Wrong one. We're gonna need 2 pride. The question we're trying to answer right now is whether or not it's feasible for Faust to have that kind of view. So let's say that it's on turn 5 specifically. On turn 5. With a glitched part of the passive might affect the skill 3 in general. It could, but we can't know that right now. Well, the question we're on is whether or not it's feasibly possible for Faust to get a second skill 3 naturally by turn 5. So let's say she has Gloom, Pride, and then Sloth at the start, right? This is like medium opacity. So like, wrong one. This one is at like medium opacity. So we know this one's upcoming, right? This is turn 1. And then we've got turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5. It's possible. The idea base of Hubert from Elder of the Claws you've seen in her skills similar to one of his combat pages. Phantom. Okay. The ID base of Hubert from LOR, the claws you see in one of her skills is... You're saying the claws that she has is there. So wait, guys. It is possible to naturally get a skill 3 twice by turn 5. You can get that. Imagine how good it'll be if we guess anything in the kit that was censored in the reveal. That's what I'm trying to do. I want us to use as much information as possible and go ARG style. So I'm gonna acknowledge the passive there. It's not possible in 3 turns. That is a good point. Because we are at, that is the 3rd skill slot. I'm not talking about Dawn. We're not talking about Dawn. We're talking about Faust. This is specifically for Faust, not Don Quixote. Not Don Quixote. Dawn is on turn 3, which means it's not possible. But we're talking about Faust, who is on turn 5. The argument to that, though, there's no focus encounter that takes place in the background normally. This is a normal situation. This is true. Okay, you know what? I think what we have to say, unfortunately, is that it's going to take reviewing a lot of these kits to tell for sure. We can't tell only from the index ones. I think what I'll ask is, do you guys know any other IDs that show the skills we have. This is about a situation that devs made just for the trailer. Yeah, that is true. But also, this is our proving ground to tell how feasible it is. Here's my next question, actually. Here's my next question. Is it impossible? We know it's possible for a skill tree to naturally generate twice on the first skill. This is her third skill slot. This is Faust, by the way. This is Faust. Is it possible, if you have 5 skill slots, to have gotten to generate a second skill tree on the third? That's it. That is my question. Has anyone experienced that? Because this is a wild number of skill trees, and also, I can't believe I'm asking this. Wait. Even if it's a developer battle, okay, this is kind of forbidden knowledge. This is kind of forbidden knowledge. But wouldn't people with a private server still not be able to adjust the skills they get? I guess they would. No, you know what? We don't need to go down that road. We don't need to go down that road. Because they would probably be able to, like, make it so that they can recolor the skills or something. They post the full kit. I don't know if I should share it. Did they post it on Twitter? If it's on Twitter, then maybe. Let me find out if it's on Twitter. The adjustment skill trees exist in the pool for the preview. Can they? Okay. 1 hour ago. If it's not on Twitter, don't. If it's not in a public area that they intended to post, don't. Just don't. Solo a lot and can say no unless you replace skill 1 to skill 3. You won't have 2 skill 3s and a skill 3 slot at that point. Nah. Might if they post that thing as a mistake. I feel like if they posted it on Twitter, then that becomes fair knowledge. I get the purity idea on that, but if you're posting it online, unfortunately, my role means I have to take whatever is posted, but not look for leaks. It's more like I will take the dollar if it's on the ground, because I have to give news, but I will not seek out that, because I think that removes the fun. Anyway, we've gotten down to the weeds on the trailer stuff. I think, unfortunately, it's on Blue Sky. Is it from Project Moon on Blue Sky? If it's from Project Moon on Blue Sky, sure, but I don't think Project Moon is on Blue Sky. I'm not going to share it on screen if it's not from Project Moon, basically. If it's not intended by Project Moon on a public channel. Or rather, if it's not on a Project Moon public channel, let's say. Anyway. PM post on Blue Sky? I think it might be a leak. Which, damn, that's unfortunate. Okay, we've gotten way so far into the weeds here. Game account on Blue Sky, there's only an unofficial one. Okay. So, let's do this. Let's go back over to Notepad. We want to work with only there. So it's a leak? Yeah, I'm not going to work with leaks. I'm not going to work with leaks unless Project Moon was just so wild that they decided to post it themselves, you know? Anyway, unlock literally unlocks her. We can't know for sure that the skill 3 is more common. We just can't. We can't, unfortunately. So this cannot be factored in. So with that in mind, I've got to remove this note. Or you can't see it yet. I've got to remove this note. So, next step is... Oh, I gotta step back. So we feel very reasonable that the censored info on page 1 is all skills. We were going through the different skills she had, which feels like this is S3 too. Okay. Don't mention her, so probably isn't. Yeah, Blue Sky looks the exact same on Twitter, censored at all, unless there's another one I missed. Yeah, let's take a stretch. Ugh. Like, we did learn something through that. That wasn't totally fruitless. We learned how to read trailers a little bit better. Okay. But with that in mind, I'm gonna reread what we do know about the ID. I don't have to get it perfect. I just want to get it better for the script. But I feel like it's fun to dig into what we have while we can here. All right. What if she has one of each skill to replicate Singleton? I feel like Grace of the Prescript is already their attempt to do that because they're telling us to use specific skills. I don't know. They might have it. It is not... Well, actually, hold on. I think we can tell whether or not they have it. Because if we assume these are all, like, additional skills and not passives, because then she'd have the greatest number of passives in game if even one of these are passives. I'm gonna assume that this censorship is just gonna, stay as a part of the passive, like, on release. But we don't have, like, Singleton mentioned here. Which implies to me that what they have for Singleton has already been established, right? I feel like it's unlikely. Not impossible, but I feel like them incorporating Singleton is unlikely. And the only evidence we have... Like, I forget the name. Rabber, like he song once. Ha, that's good. Like, Rabber was right that looking at Faust was a good idea. I think us wanting to adapt Singleton into this is wishful thinking. Because Faust didn't have it. Faust, if we go by this, it is technically possible by turn 5 to get 2 sets of a skill 3. I'm not as confident about that if it's like on the 3rd skill slot, because she would have gotten that on turn 3, meaning 3 total turns instead of 5. Got constantly from Dynamite Chat, and the answer is just false gibberish. Wait, really? Oh, so it's literally this text. It's the text that's hidden behind this. That's funny. That's funny. Literally doesn't work at all in an uncustomizable game. You can adapt it. You can adapt Singleton into this, which is kind of what they did with Grace the Prescript. But, so, we need to get out of the weeds again. We're still going into the weeds. The original idea of going back to the teaser video was to understand what skills are being used. We've got skill 1, skill 2, unlock, turn start animation. We can assume from here that what we are seeing, if I hide notepad for a second, that what we are seeing is just her unlock coming into effect. This doesn't even have to be the unlock that gives her special funny skill 2. It is just unlock happening, right? Unlock is happening. So we have unlock, then it gets into using a skill 3, and then it gets into the counter. What is interesting here is the sequence of events. Why does it show her using a skill 3 and then using a counter? Was it just for the sake of showing off the mark? It could be. It could be that. I don't think we... the frustrating thing is I don't think we can imply more. I'm not going to get back into the weeds on this. But yeah, it's skill 3, and then... if we look at this... Oh! Wait a second, there's one more bit of info. There's one more bit of info. It was skill 2? What do you mean it was skill 2? Look at that hands are chained together, so maybe she has blunt skills? I mean, we know that much. This is skill 3. Because we can see the light blue. And also, we can see that she doesn't have the unlock info on here, but when she goes here, she does have it. I think they're splicing 2 different skills, which implies that the skill 3 2 is not used immediately after the skill 3. I think this is just an instance of her using it, and they splice the 2 together. The counter is also gloom. Yes, but the counter gives shield, which we can see is not active here. That's how we can tell it's the skill 3. That's how we can tell. What kind of counter would involve a backflip? That's also true. So, okay. Because we're working off of limited knowledge, very unlikely that the S3-2 happens immediately after the S3. Now, here's something else that's odd. They did show us all of the essentials. Let me scroll down. They did show us all of the essential skills. Like, they showed us skill 1 through 3, the counter, and skill 3-2. Has there ever been an instance in an ID reveal where they didn't show all of the skills you had? Right? Has there ever been an instance of that? Because if there hasn't, it's the first time? Okay, if there hasn't, I know we're going back into it. I know we're going back into the subject matter. But that does imply a possibility with the sheer number of gloom skills that are on here that perhaps the ID is set up to make you try and use the skill 3 a lot, right? So either A, there is a skill, an upgraded skill for every skill, or B, there actually are several skill 3s. Like, we're talking skill 3 1, skill 3 2, skill 3 3, skill 3 4, skill 3 5 even. But even then, at the same time, Lord of Hongyan Honglu had a skill 3 3 and they showed that. So I don't think them hiding skills means necessarily that this is skill 3 1 to skill 3 5. This idea is so confusing to predict. It is, but that's the fun of it. I think, unfortunately, there's no way to ignore that it is very likely they hid a lot of the skills. But the index do is the 100th 3 no, that's nifty. So I don't think we can say that, but what we can reliably say is they have definitely hidden some of the additional skills. Well, I say definitely, almost certainly. Technically, they might be passives. They might be, but it feels super unlikely. Almost certainly hidden some of the additional skills. And this ID either has -2s for all skills. Oh, you guys can't see that. Either has or many S3s, right? This skill 1 2 2 2 and 3 2. I think that's most likely. But I'm entertaining all possibilities right now just because we know so little. Someone did mention Hubert. I think we should look at Hubert, not Herbert, but Hubert from LOR. Let's give that a look now. Hubert, Library of Ruina. Now I want to go back to the... We're not going to here, we're going to Hubert here. I want to take a look back at that super chat. Viewer activity. Let's see. Can I please see my super chat? I want to see that. They said something very helpful. Here it is. The ID base of Hubert from LOR, the clause you've seen in one of her skills, similar to one of his combat pages. ID base of Hubert from LOR, the clause you have seen. Let's take a look at any skills Hubert has that have clause, eh? So clause. Eliminate, somber picuration, multi-slash, heavy trace. I mean, we have unlock. Unlock has existed. Shimmering, locked potential, breaking pressure. Like, okay, for those that haven't played Library of Ruina, locked potential is something that all of the index has. Trace the prescript, I believe, same. So just because we're looking at a character that has it, don't think that this is specific to him or like a smoking gun. That's just index stuff. Let's open the images in new tabs. Any of them that involve Herbert. Not Herbert, Hubert. Oh, come on. Are the images that small? Enhance. It's for fucking ants. I could go into the LOR, like, items. That's a sword with chains. Gauntlet. That's also the sword, I'm pretty sure. That is not Herbert. We're going to go into the different proxies. Low ranking index doesn't have blade unlock. This is true. You're right. Blade unlock is specific to proxies. I guess what I'm saying is that... No, you know what? No, you're right. You're cooking. I'm wrong. You're right. They do... Only the proxies have unlock. So this could be a proxy. Who knows? I think it's coincidence that first 3 letters ID roll in the index is also for the first 3 letters of the hand I let slip. Unfortunately, yes, I do. I've thought about this. I've looked into it. The sign suggests they just really like using their censorships that way because that is 3 characters and Ryoshu's ID has 4 characters. Ryoshu has also used that skill 3 to unlock 3. I think so. Phantom, I agree. I think that is what they're showing in the trailer at the very least. But also, going to the point on, what am I saying? The text and coincidences? Sorry, I'm just trying to see if there's more we can get from the AA index's skills. They also censor, like, Ryoshu swearing in Kanto 2 in the same way, and also, funnily enough, Heathcliff swearing in the same way. So that's why I don't think that there's much to take away from it. So I gotta be honest with you, mate. I don't immediately see what you're saying with the clause on Hubert. Because, like, this is what we have for Hubert using a sword. This is what we have for Hubert using a sword. We don't really get much else. Like, I agree with you on the skill 3 to it unlock 3. That's one of the kit preview. It's to generate hype. It's ultimately advertising. Not everything is done purely for information, but we have enough information in order to have fun with it, which is what I want to do. Index Gloria? Like, Index Gloria doesn't have the same claws. Like, that's clearly a piercer. And it looks like it's slashing. Like, we can't say the same thing about Esther either. I don't think there's a lot we can get unless I'm really missing something, like, I don't know, a sprite? And at that point, I'll probably just look at it off-screen, like, off-stream. Maybe the reason she's all buggy is because she's distorting. I think it's the animation rather than the skill. It's in the animation. Fuck me, dude. I'll look into it, but we really shouldn't be going too much further on this. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna go into Lunartique is a blessing. Everyone say I love you, Lunartique. Library of Ruina assets. See, this is what I normally do off stream, by the way. I look into stuff that we can use to infer how a kit is set up. What? Let's see. And, like, figure out what we can reasonably, you know, guess about the ID before it comes out. So let's go into guests. Thank you, Lunartique. Thank you, Lunartique. Yeah. Wait, eradication is blunt? Eradication? Yeah, it is, actually. Unfortunate that for our purposes, but oh well. Let's go into Star of the City. I think we can do with, like, different music, too. I want to get... We just want to have fun with some Mad Rat Dead. That's a little high energy. Let's go with... Feeling the Hell's Chicken theme. That's better. That's better, that's better. Alright. So I'm going to take a look at the index proxies here. I'm not showing it on stream yet because I don't want to... It's in Gmail. I don't want to share my shit. To put it simply. The index Hubert. Okay, that should be enough. That should be fine. Let's look. We're looking for claws. We're looking for signs of claws. This is a sweeping movement, but that could just be a sword. This kind of matches, but again, that could be a sword because we have a sword sprite right there, right? Let me hide this for now. Because this is totally the sword movement. Yeah, I'm not seeing claws here. Let's keep going. That's it. Nah, I'm sorry. I think that was a false alarm, unfortunately. I don't think we can reliably assume that this is from Hubert. Energy so intense you dock yourself? Yeah. Matches the sword distorted yawn. Like, what we have over here. In this, what about distorted yawn? They wouldn't do that outside of Wall. They wouldn't. Like, distorted yawn, they might be making a reference to it. Oh, you're saying they would share traits. I'm down with sharing traits. You know what? No. That's something. That's something. I see what you're throwing down there. You're not saying that this ID is distorted yawn, but shares traits with distorted yawn. I fuck with it. You know what? I fuck with it. Sure. Let's go back. We're going to Star of the City. Also, you know what? Didn't yawn also have a bunch of fucky numbers and stuff? No, you know what? Yeah. Let's look at distorted yawn. Screw it. Let me go back to the window. I think I'm sold. I think I'm sold that it's worth looking into. Right hand, left hand. Right hand, left hand. Okay. More of a cleaver than a sword. Okay, so... Inky shit, yeah. Chains, yeah. Inky shouldn't change. Inky shouldn't change. There are claws. There are traits that she shares with Yawn. I don't think we can say she is Yawn. But again, there are patterns here. Let's look here. Yawn himself. That's just dialogue. Distorted Yawn Librarian? Oh, like on the Librarian. They also have that black substance. Wait. Okay. Let me get notes down. Alright, let's say... We'll say... Go over here. Inky black substance. Claws. Big meaty claws. Kale's on claws to unlock, perhaps. Sword here, but she doesn't have a sword, really. Wait, what does she have again? Like, weapon-wise, what does she have? Thank you for subscribing. No, she just has her arms. She just has her arms, no sword. You can't see it on screen right now, but she just has her arms. It's totally not sword. New status effect, Erosion. Erosion would be mad. That's like super poison. Characters. Chains. If we can identify the inky black substance, then perhaps. Let's go back to... You want to be an Abno by now. So what if she's using extracted ego that LCE had? Oh, that's cooking. That's kind of cooking. Oh, I say it's cooking. I think it'd be cool. The chains and hands. The face is also there. The threads are also there. I never noticed Yawn's legs before, by the way. That's cool. Okay, and then Yawn 1? Or I guess Yawn 2? So I think we've seen enough here that it is worth at least looking at Yawn's skills. We can do that. I'm not going to go into theories of like, oh, maybe this is LCE, maybe this is something they got from Yawn, maybe, etc., etc. Because I think it'd be odd. Well, no, they wouldn't have taken Yawn to the LCE because he was from the library. If they had any ego, they'd be L-Corp ego. They might have just taken Yawn from getting out of the library, perhaps. Let's find out. Go back here. And what am I trying to do? I'm trying to look for Distorted Yawn from LOR. Okay. So, Yawn. Give this a look. My theory is they used Yawn as a blueprint? Potentially. I think that's a reasonable theory right now. Trivia gallery, can I see the reception, please? I want to see the reception, please! Not story. Oh, let me say Distorted Yawn. Distorted Yawn. Would Yawn become an Abno after Distort for so long and Strike Claws is you here? That's one of the possibilities I'm entertaining. I don't want to report anything like major yet, because I want to see the combat pages. Distorted Blade, Attack, Protect. I mean, yeah, the names are very similar. Right, that's how that worked. Inflict 2 Erosion. Visual, I forgot this fight was like having a lot of basic ass stuff for a boss. Basically, the way Yawn's fight worked is he had two hands and one himself. He had his body and two hands, kind of like he was an abnormality in Limbus. The hands are the ones that would attack. I guess I need to look at the left and right hand then. Duh. Baleful Brand, Giant Fist, Blunt, 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 Pierce, Pierce, a little bit of slash on Baleful Brand with Erosion. They would inflict a status called Erosion. They would destroy your next moves, but not much else. The only thing I can really see is Baleful Brand and maybe Erosion. But this is the strongest reference so far. The claws would be what skills Dawn would have. I guess Flurry of Fists? Okay, you're saying that it's like they took someone who was on Proxy level and gave them Yawn stuff. Okay, I hate to say we gotta step back again. Maybe Distorted Yawn as a gameplay base. We're not trying to guess the lore entirely here. We're only guessing the lore in so far as it helps with the gameplay. Right? Right. So let's take a step back. I'm gonna drink a glass of my coffee. Woo! Gotta remember the goal. Gotta keep the goal in mind. What we don't know is what these are. In all likelihood, because this skill is already tied for having the greatest number of passives, we can assume that this is a form change into unlocking a skill 1-2 through a defense 2, skill 3, skill 2-2, skill 3-2. What was your reaction to seeing Ezra? It was wild. I thought I was in control of myself, and I wasn't. I think what we can try to do now is understand what these passives are. This is based on unlock stage. Gain prescript device based on unlock stage on self. At turn end, at X-rays, the prescript gain unlock. I think this unlock implies that this will unlock her additional skills. I think that's what we can take this to mean, right? Is it on one of the streams? It's on one of my streams, yeah. I actually timestamped the moment. You can check the pinned comment on my stream. It's the latest one, other than this one. We can say that this passive unlocks her other skills, right? Passive 3 almost certainly unlocks it. Yeah. And this one is hiding something. Now, that could be... That is the biggest question right now, I feel. That could be anything from maybe an SP effect with Karmic Corrosion. Maybe it's an ability to generate additional skills. If anyone has ideas, feel free to share them. I guess the next step for me now is to take a look at prescript delivered on device and prescript delivered on paper slips. Because we already have the numbers, we have the ID, sure, but that's it. When she's in unlock state, it affects her prescripts. I mean, that's... Maybe, actually. Inflict prescript target to a random enemy, apply mark of prescript. There are 4 bullet points here. There are 4 bullet points here. This implies there's a 5th bullet point. She'll choose a prescripts. Karmic consequence doesn't reduce SP. Maybe. But I imagine that would be under karmic consequence here, though, no? I feel like this might not do with karmic consequence. Maybe it's related to the index to the heroic city, and that's important to the story. Maybe, but I would assume that... that's tricky. That's tricky. Because now we're getting into stuff that might release around week 3, if not afterward. Maybe she partially distorts that. Wait? No. Because I would assume that this, because it talks about unlock, is what's allowing her to get her skills, and that would lead to a transformation. This might lead to a different state? Wait. I feel like gaining skills and getting those funny numbers, which is unlock, that is unlock, might be different. We already know what unlock does. Maybe this could lead to erosion? It's hard to tell. The same type of censoring the last line of the first passive isn't the same type of censoring the last line of the first passive is in prescript 3. You make a point. It doesn't necessarily mean they're connected, but I see the vision. Oh, but they are exactly the same. Like, this is literally the scaled down version of this one. They're just the same one scaled up and down. Yeah. And this is just very blurry. So... I don't know. I genuinely don't know what this is gonna be. It has to do with everything Faust had on gaining prescripts. I don't think it has to do with karmic consequences. I don't think it has to do with the transformation to unlock the skill 3-2s. I feel like it's like a curveball. Twice on the bigger passive alert size, so I think they reuse the sensor. It might be. It might very well be. Wait, guys! I missed something, and you guys might have seen this, but I missed it. Hit a target with an Ego Awakening skill, or Skill 3. Skill 3 is still in there. Why is Skill 3 still in there? Skill 3 is still very important. It still mentions Skill 3 specifically. Wait. So yeah, we can confirm there's another Skill 3. Sure. We'll do anything except wait 2 days? Yes, because that's fun! So it means that there's a descriptive skill 3. Probably empowered skill 3. I think this has to do with details on the skill 3, like a buff to it. Honest with your usage, something, something. Yes. Yes. Wait a second. Wait a second. Thinking. I need to reread the prescript on the beeper. Hold on. The beeper effects matter a lot here. So let's go over to, let's go vision. So this is not the same as Faust. This is not the same as Faust. So hear me out. With Faust, let me keep scrolling so that you can see it. With Faust, the idea was that you would do her tasks to get GP, Grace of the Prescript. That would buff her and get her new tasks. Dawn is different. She starts with getting prescripts. Like, if we go here, let's just take a look at her prescript beeper. Gain this effect when unit has no unlock, right? No unlock. So, no unlock, fulfill the prescripts. So, unlock 0 in order to get prescript 1 in order to get unlock 1. And then unlock 1 in order to get prescript 2 to get unlock 2. Right? And let's follow that logic. In the second the units they don't unlock, maximum cycle grace is limited to X. This is standard. Now she's got unlock 1, which means she gets SP. Hit a skill, this is regular. And then, after she gets unlock 1, this unlock leads her to get unlock 2. But when she's at unlock 2, this is when the censored stuff comes in. Yeah, we realized by now, brother, she's different in this regard specifically. Because if this were just her skill 3, then fine. That would be the same as Faust, sure. But it's not, because this is already trying to hide the fact that there's an empowered skill 3. So this means that by the time she gets to unlock 2, she has access to the empowered skill 3, which means you don't unlock it by getting max unlock. So unlock 2, prescript 3, by now, empowered skills are available. That's it. Becoming strong because she's doing her own thing. Yeah. So let's see. Based on Hubert and Yawn, in some sense more on Hubert, but skill names also give sense Dawn is forced to fulfill them. My question is, how does that affect the gameplay? I think you might be onto something. I just don't really see how that's relevant to understanding the gameplay of the idea right now, you know? Because I looked at Hubert, I looked at Yawn, some interspersed info out there, sure. Nothing that's truly damning to what we're looking at right now. Let's see, bring this up. I don't know what bring this up is referring to. Still gives us the defense level. Why would she want to use her counter by then? The counter might have just been showcasing for the trailer. It very well could have just been showcasing for the trailer, because they have some kind of obligation to do that. They also have not censored the counter itself. They're also giving her Grace of the Prescript, which could imply that, if we look here, unlock is based on the number of Grace of the Prescript. So it could be a way to supercharge her. So, unlock 3, Prescript 4, max power. That's basically it. Or Prescript 4, aka max power. And then counter gives GP, which may speed this up. So, And if we go back up to the top of this, she was using counter into skill 3 too, which means that the counter could get her as high as whatever the threshold is for unlock 2. So, seems to get to unlock 2. Okay. We're gonna counter skill 2 since that seems funny. I don't see why we can't have both. Feels like a way to give her supercharge. Yeah, but why does max unlock give her more defense level? It just feels weird. It can give her more defense level. I'm assuming that these skills are gonna be based on unlock, right? Like, they will give her additional buffs. I don't think that what we're seeing with here is everything we get from unlock. This is just what unlock does on its own in a vacuum, right? Empowered count 100%. Yeah. I just kind of wish there was a smoking gun to determine it. Like, it feels like we have a smoking gun to determine that these are empowered skills. Oh, hey, Riku. Thanks for the sub. The counter gives unlock 1 specifically. Yes, it does give unlock 1 guaranteed. But what I'm looking at is change Grace of the Prescript stack to X. Because unlock is based on the amount of Grace of the Prescript, which means it could give her unlock 2. And you can already get unlock 1 at turn end by just doing this. You are functioning as a central negative, though. Because why would we guarantee that this gives her Grace of the Prescript stack beyond that? It just gets her to 1. Shit, you are making a point there, actually. Release the index files. Yeah. Phrasing of, it reads as ego censored or skill 3. Here's the frustrating part about that. Awakening skill, or, why is there a comma on or? That's also just not grammatically correct. There's a comma here, and a comma here. So like, why? This could be the counter too, for the record. For all we know, it's the counter whenever she's using it, but I would like to assume it's an empowered skill 3. There's really is a lot we don't know. But let's continue breaking this down. It also increases their karmic consequence. That's true. So, gain karmic consequence at turn start based on Grace of the Prescript gained. It is meant to offset it. I think we might have found as much as we can, like based on a cursory glance without me needing to read into this more on my own. It could be or in distort text. Yeah, pretty much. What if the counter's empowered on unlock 2? It could be. That is a possibility. I'm just looking for a smoking gun that confirms all of these. Like, I think we might have to act under the unguaranteed assumption that these are all empowered skills of all 4 we see. Just trying to check for anything else that we can make use of. Newer damage to skills with marked. Heal SP. This is nothing new, really. Turn end, unlock. It really is based on what they don't tell us, right? Because this has to be related to the additional skills. And this, I want to assume it's just empowered stuff, like maybe erosion. That's it. We'll see in 3 days? 2 days even. Well, I guess 2.5, yeah. Earlier she would be in cuffs because the prescript told her to, so what if she goes against the prescript and transforms? She does transform in the trailer. I assume it's all empowered skills. Yeah. It's probably a Wait. If it's... Hear me out. There's no sign that she spends unlock. Unlock has no precedent for being something like Blood Feast or any kind of hardened blood. Well, I forget what it's called. Hardened blood armor, where you spend it to use skills. Unlock has always been, you use it again, you get more powerful. So, what if this is a mode change like Sinclair? Unlock like hard blood? No, I think it's different. That's the thing, I think it's different. What if it is like Sinclair? What if it is a different mode? What if it's something that either is permanent, or at least is a transformation? I think it's more reasonable to say that these aren't just empowered skills, they're empowered skills that are here when Dawn is in a state of unlock. And unlike hard blood, it's not a currency, which means she stays there until something happens. What if S32 spends unlock? It could. It could be like a state change, sure. Sure. I feel like a permanent mode change is possible. Could be permanent mode change. No, I want something different. Yeah. Vision 2, unlock. I'm gonna go back here to the top. Unlock. Lock. Appears to be transformation. Mechanic, not hard blood style. Oh. Empowered skills. There we go. Kind of more like Rojo. Like Kojo. Night of Despair Rojo. She relocks herself after she fulfills prescript and her karma consequence lowers. Maybe. Wait! If we assume that, it's very possible that these... Maybe we do know what this is. Maybe this is saying that it affects her prescripts if she somehow loses unlock, perhaps. Maybe that's it. Maybe that is it. And the skill restricts transformation and sealing her again like Roshinate. Why would the counter give back unlock if it doesn't go down? That is a point. Counterpoint to that. Why would it matter if you could just use a mark of the prescript skill instead? I guess it's so that you can have another option to always have it, but you would always have one anyway. Yeah, I guess there's reason for that. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. Very fun. By the way, thank you. I'm glad. I think a lot of people that... I've noticed that the more I do these, like, fun little prediction stuff, I must admit, it sometimes gets frustrating, because I get people coming out of the woodwork asking, what is the point of this, doing anything except waiting, and, like, this is really dumb, who cares? It's like, the point of this is to have fun. Get some whimsy in your life. I know there's always, like, sure, doing stuff for content, whatever, and yeah, it's content. I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think they can be fun. Doesn't the chase cuffs rig in the trailer? How'd she get it back? Maybe that's the tricky thing. So, okay, there are three options for this right now, right? Or I think there are two, actually. Let me just type them out. Two options are either A, she transforms permanently. Actually, I think there are three. She transforms permanently into this new form and gets new skills, in which case, likely a drawback. Unlock gives her sanity, heal during pre-skips, gives her sanity, heal transformation, gonna drain as much as Philip players. I think that's it. Likely a drawback. B, we're gonna get to that, Matik. We're probably gonna do that. B, she transforms permanently until she uses the S32. Or C, she transforms permanently until she meets a different passive condition. Passive being like SP. Oh, whoops, sorry. There's no blade unlock since it's not mentioned. I'm reading chat. We're from the normal, not knowing everything. It's fun to assume. Since this Dawn has Roshinate, she technically has 2 seals on her feet and hands, such as 2 transformations. I think that's what's fucking her over, too. Like, with her talking. Every time they say GP, it makes you think of those ChatGPT daters. They call it GP, and it's 10 SP damage. Wait, do people say that? I was trying to not call it, like, GOP and make people think of politics. I guess I'm just picking my targets. There's no blade unlock since it is not mentioned, but some of the things might be hidden through her skill 3-2. Maybe the next is weaponizing or semi-distortion. Like, think that when she tires herself out from being in transform state, she needs to transform back. What if the transformation gives you karmic consequences as a drawback? That would make some sense. I think here's where we go. I don't think this is a Koja, because Koja's more like, you know, choose your character style, choose your play style. I think what's most likely is one of these two. Because the only reason it would be A is because we can't fathom her going back in chains. But hey, who knows? Maybe her skill manifests more chains. You can't know for sure. But I think with that in mind, let's talk about the things that don't quite make sense about the ID. Why does the counter give her karmic consequence for one? Why does this give her defense level and heal SP? I mean, yes, it's similar to Faust. Let me actually go to Faust real quick. Yes, it's similar to Faust because... pardon me. This will also heal SP, heal 8 SP. Like, Will of the Prescript on Faust matches very much up. Oh, that's display capture. Whoops, window capture. Matches up very much so with Magic Beeper on Dawn. Because this heals SP, this heals additional SP. Oh, but wait, no, I'm dumb. However, Unlock is a special status. Because, unlike what Faust has, Grace of the Prescript only increases offensive level. Unlock is a second form of SP healing. Unlock is a second form of SP healing. So she has 2 forms of SP healing. Why would she need 2 forms of SP healing? She gets additional SP healing when she fulfills prescripts and at Unlock. So, this does imply that she would lose SP with these skills. It could very much be like a Wild Hunt Heat situation or a Dawn Claire. That's what makes the most sense to me, right? So if I have to go gun to the head, it would probably be C. Seems like a Dawn Claire slash Wild Hunt situation, okay? Enter Unlock keeps her happy. Yeah. Upon using skill to do, set Unlock to unlock 1 on attack, loses SP equal to Karma Consequence. But what we don't know yet is why she gains Karmic Consequence and also Grace the Prescript and Unlock at turn end. Why does she do that? Because this feels like a cost for going faster, but at the same time, she can just get Unlock? Like, wait. Hold on. Hold the phone here. If prescript... Okay, order of operations. We gotta focus on order of operations. Because, hear me out. So we have, Will of the Prescript says, turn end if Prescript was executed this turn, heal SP and gain Grace the Prescript. Let's assume Don Quixote's at turn 1. No Grace, 1 Prescript, no Unlock. She uses a marked skill to gain Grace the Prescript, right? And maybe I should gimp this. Let's pull up gimp. Where's my gimp? Give me gimp. There you are. Okay, so turn 1. No Grace. Prescript 1. Unlock 1. Right? That's turn 1. Okay. Next. Because of how Grace of the Prescript and Unlock work, let's take a look. Oh, you're seeing Limbus. My bad. Let me hide Limbus real quick. Oh god, I don't need that browser up. Wait, why are you seeing Limbus? Get out of here. Why? Oh, because I hid the window capture. That's why. Okay. Not display window. Okay. So, the way this works, she has 0 Grace. She has 0 Unlock, and she's done her first prescript. Hold on. And then, turn end if prescript was executed, heal SP and gain Grace. You gain Grace on turn end. And then on turn start, you have Grace. Right? Right. So then, on turn start is when you get Grace. So turn 2, if I can show that again. Turn 2, well, let's just say, what was it, 3 Grace on Faust? We'll just say, for example, 3 Grace. Oh, also, this is unlock 0. 3 Grace, unlock 0, I believe prescript 2. Hold on. No, I think this makes sense. Just, this is going to be a long walk, but it's to an important drink of water. Game that's effective when unit has no unlock. Maximum stackable. She is going to still, because on turn 1, she fulfilled the prescript. She got Grace the Prescript at turn end. At turn start, she still has unlock 0 because she only gains unlock at turn end with a certain amount of Grace the Prescript. Now, is it possible that they're going to check this? Like at the time she gets it? Maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe it is, but I feel like they would not give her that at the same time. In other words, I believe there is cause to see turn 2 as her getting her Grace, and then this, and then if I duplicate it, she might fulfill her prescript, she might not. The important thing is that at turn end, she will have 3 Grace, and then by turn 3, because she has Grace, she has unlock 1. I'm also gonna say prescript 1, because that would make the most sense. So if, let me get this in black text, if unlock is gained, if both unlock, if Grace is gained at turn end, and unlock is gained at turn end, if there is Grace, then you can't have both at the same time. Then unlock is gained on turn, at end of turn 2. Is gained at end of turn 2. Okay? Okay? Yeah, y'all following me on this? Just finished downloading LR? Hell yeah. Just realized she became a spider. If she has 3 Grace, she should get unlock 1. Can she not get prescript 2 without unlock 1? She can't, actually. It says prescript device 2. Gain the spec this unit has unlock 1. So here's what I'm thinking. By this definition, and I could be wrong, she might gain Grace and unlock in the same turn. However, if she doesn't, I think it makes more sense that she doesn't, because that would explain why the counter matters. If you use the counter, then on turn 1, let's say, then at turn end, you would gain unlock 1, you would have your Grace, and you would gain karmic consequence, which means that with counter, let's just shrink this a little bit, then with the counter, can I affect the text, please? Can I select the text? Thank you. 96, enter. This means the counter exists to give you unlock at end of turn 1. In other words, you do it a turn early. Goddamn. There is a reason for it. That is why. That's why. I didn't even feels like it has 30 minutes of yapping because it has so much potential. I don't even think, like, it's about potential. I think it's, like, a logic puzzle. You're breaking down what's back. But does that make sense? That's the best reason I can see for this counter to be used. So that if for whatever reason you're at unlock 0, you get her back to unlock 1, right? That feels like it makes the most sense. What if she actually feeds on karmic consequence? She might. She might feed on it. However, what we can tell based on this, that's my working theories, yeah. However, if this one works like Dawn Claire / Wild Hunt, then it either inflicts / is empowered by karmic consequence and / or is lost with 2 little SP. Now, what we don't see on her is losing SP, right? And that's fine. We can leave that for the skills. That's why we watch it, yeah. Case in point, Matt Pat the game theory, pretty much. Yeah. So, based on this likely has to do with her state change and how the prescripts can be reverted back. This probably has to do with the unlock state change itself. And this just factors in the additional skill uses. Will Dawn's main drawback as appears if Dawn wants prescripts match her own? Yes, I agree. So the vision I see this being is that likely play is to lean into unlock to get M-powered skills, which will cause additional karmic consequences and SP loss. Enough of either leads to... Oh, you're not seeing it yet, my bad. Enough of either leads to losing and going back to the original state. This may cause her to become more frail over time. What if she loses unlock because she gets too much karmic consequence? That's possible. That's possible. However, and here's why I think that's less likely though. If you get too much karmic consequence, you would need a way to lose it. I do not think that they would make an ID that goes from like base version, transformation, back to base version, never transform again. And if we say that you lose it by getting too much karmic consequence, then the fact that this counter gets you more karmic consequence means she never gets it again. If the skill, however, eats up karmic consequence on use, then maybe. But SP already feels like it works that way. That's possible. She doesn't get karmic consequence at X amount of unlock. Hold on. Hold on. That actually could be pretty relevant. At X unlock stage does not gain karmic consequence. I'm putting that down. Wait, if prescript was not executed this turn, but she doesn't gain it based on prescripts. I feel like this bullet point, if it were like not a bullet point, it would just be at X plus unlock stage doesn't gain it, period. But if it's at a bullet point like on turn end effects, then it's just based on prescripts. There is still room for her to gain karmic consequence for reasons other than this, like say her empowered skills giving it to her, right? I don't think this necessarily means she's just away from it entirely. The point is that the overall vision appears to be that she starts in her regular state, she gains unlock, she goes into her empowered form, and then either she gains karmic consequence or loses SP, and does something that gets her back to her unempowered form. I think it's more interesting that she loses SP, because SP you normally fluctuate throughout a battle with. If she gains karmic consequence and then loses it, then that means that you're kind of back to square one, and you're kind of just resetting the ID overall without any, like, scale, like, kind of like how charge IDs have charge potency, and, like, they get more powerful over time. This would be a direct restart, despite, like, not having charge cap. If she keeps the karmic consequence and just gets more frail, and gets more powerful, like more of a glass cannon, and she needs the SP and unlock, and she just loses SP to go back, that I think would be more interesting. Either way, I think we figured out as much as we can. Now, how can this be ruined is if the ID clashes poorly, if application is bad, just the regular stuff, if application is bad, and damage is bad. I'm also not showing you this. My bad, my bad, my bad. And damage is bad. And if you are fully locked out of empowered skills after a point, yeah. I think that's the best way to put it. Or the empowered skills just kinda suck. What else? What else could ruin this ID? What else could ruin it? Just doing SP gain mechanics don't lose SP? I agree. Dunkler glass cannon, and god, that'd be so fun. Why is this being hidden in the first place? Lore. It's gotta be lore. It's gotta be lore. Could be a negative quantity that versus SP gain? I mean, yes, but she could be a lot of things. It is possible that it's like, oh, hey, I'd unlock 3, swap to being a negative coin ID. And then you get, like, your 45 turns into minus 40 SP. And then all your coins are minus coins, and they're so empowered, and, like, maybe? We can say SP shenanigans. We'll say SP shenanigans. And SP shenanigans. You also can't see that. I keep scrolling to where you just can't see it. Avoiding source wherever this idea is taken from, it's safe to assume Dawn's enhanced skills have extra coins. Can't think of a non-attack weight, non-coin, or use skills since I have teeth. We can check. We can kind of check, actually. If I go over here, hide GIMP, go into display capture, hide notepad. Let me turn this off just so that we can better zoom in on it. So we're going into here. We can see that this is the counter. We can see this is the regular skill 3 because it doesn't have her unlock icon. That's 1, 2. Just based on her skill. Her skill 3 has 2 coins. If we continue on, this glitches into the unlock state. And this is either a continuation or additional. So let's say this is a continuation. Say we're leaning into the 3rd hit. This is the 3rd hit. And this would make sense if it has like 5 coins because it's the skill 3, 2. 1. And then 2. This looks like it could have up to 4 coins because we're saying we're going into hit 3. That's the impact of hit 3. And then we're moving into the last hit. Like, let me go slower. Let me go slower. So we've gone into 2 hits from the skill, then 3, because we can see the impact of this. She continues to move. And then she hits again. And maybe even again for a 5th time. And then this is just the visual of that hit. I think this is still the visual of that hit. Yeah. 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 So there we go. This kind of sensor name's gonna be a friend to the index, probably. That she loses SP and maybe pass the game's current get a small amount, like, might make sense. I think so. I don't know why she would gain karmic consequence, though. It's just hard to tell. It might be something due to Faust's Uptie story, where the messenger fulfilled a prescript, and it was to make fake prescripts, and that led Faust to get a prescript to kill them. So, I don't know. Like, you can do everything right in the index and fuck up. This is probably highly edited. I mean, it's both. It can be both. But there's reason to believe that this is a 4 or 5 coin skill. Either way, is this thing gonna fuck with Fluid Sac? We've been spending so much time on what the hell this thing is. Oh, guys, this thing can fuel Fluid Sac. This thing just fuels Fluid Sac, which is actually really nice. Like, passives? You know what? Yeah, Fluid Sac does well with this. I'll just add that on. Team comp? Fluid Sac. I think, okay. So, overall, this ID plays a lot like Faust. You can't rely on visualizer or coins in Limbus. I know you can't. You definitely can't rely on it entirely. I'm just going based off of how speedy the hits are and inferring as best I can. Finally, Dawn Sack is relevant? I don't know, dog. I really like Dawn Sack. I really like Dawn's Fluid Sack as a clasher and an SP damager. Let's see. To make it more risky, because transformation curve is extremely busted. Yeah. Here's the idea. The ID plays off of being similar to Faust, but you want to speedrun getting to unlock, getting through more prescripts as fast as possible. Getting to unlock turn 3, or even unlock 2, getting to unlock 2, empowering her skills, using those to get more empowered skills, and then maintaining that power while you gain karmic consequence. I think that is it. I think that is it. And one last thing I want to check on, because it just occurred to me now. Right, open up the window. There's one other thing Faust has that we should keep in mind. At X, increase the prescript, base skills inflict more single potency in this unit case, more poise potency. Dawn's equivalent is... let's see. At Y, increase the prescript, deal more damage with base skills instead. At Y, increase the prescript, deal more damage with base skills instead. On hit with a base skill against targets with the prescript's target, heal SP, heal additional... Wait, heal additional SP based on unlock stage. She's an SP generating machine. That's the 3rd proc. Wait. Yeah, she is, instead of getting these, she just gets SP, like mad. she just gets SP like mad. Holy shit. Alright, anyway. There's clearly some SP shenanigans here. There are 3 different ways for Dawn to gain SP, right? Like, it's when she fulfills the prescript. Or maybe it's, I guess it's still 3 overall. Right? Maybe I'm wrong, actually. Hold on. Let me double check. I need to confirm a few things. Go back to Faust. Go back to Faust. We're almost done studying this. But I gotta check on something with Faust. Will of the prescript heal 8 SP and gain 3 when used on the target if prescript was executed. If it was executed. If prescript is executed, apply mark, inflicted. If prescript is executed, you actually don't get the ability if the prescript is executed. Jesus. Oh wait, no. It is. If prescript is executed, heal SP. So we have 1 SP effect, 2 SP effects, 3 SP effects. Holy shit, there are SP shenanigans here. Jesus Christ. Okay. In some forms, the Dunkler situation was seemingly a permanent transformation. I feel like whatever her empowered skills do in this transformation, is going to cause her to drop SP. That is my hunch. Because if it's total and she just gains a lot of SP, she would have to gain a lot of karmic consequence. And I'm sorry, I don't think Project Hood is going to make her that good of a glass cannon at this stage in the game. I know we're reaching endgame of Inferno. I don't think it's that good. I think she'll have to reset out of it, because otherwise this counter is basically useless. Anyway, yeah, I think that's it. I think we've got it. So wait, can we make a real vision board? Chad, I think we can make a real vision board. I think the vision board can exist. Oh my god. Okay. We're on the last stage of the video. We're on the last stage of the stream, rather. So, vision board time. Paste to new layer. Hell yeah. Okay. I think we actually can make a vision board. Holy shit. Okay, I was a little afraid. There's still some stuff we don't know. Delete layer. Okay, and then let me just check the additional sins. Okay, delete. I'm getting rid of the gloom copy. There we go. Okay, so let's go into phase 1, right? This might be a little inaccurate. Duh, but like, I think the overall idea, when I say a little inaccurate, I mean by like the turn count, like exactly where one step ends and the next begins. But okay, let's see, even though it still be this IP file, we can still find a vision board? I think so. This is based on some hunches, but I think you can, if you read into the language of Limbus, you can identify a lot. The biggest point I want to get is that despite stuff being hidden, you can infer from what Limbus tries to tell you. That you aren't super 100% sure? Nah. I want to stand by my calls and be wrong and improve. That's what I want to do. I think people get so afraid of being wrong on the internet. And yeah, misinformation's bad and all. But when you're having fun with it, like, you want to, what is it? Chicken sex it? I think there's a term for this called chicken sexing. Like, unironically. Chicken sexing? Waiting for physical behavior traits. Chicken sexing in experimenting. I think it is called chicken sexing. I could be wrong. I know this sounds so fucked up. Testing methods like vent sexing, feather sexing, or even running pendulum marine texts. Often has a way for hobbyists to learn skills of... Often has a way for hobbyists to learn the skill or researchers to find automation. It's basically the idea of saying, hey, I'm going to do something through trial and error, and then evaluate through that trial and error what was right and what was wrong, and then be very clear about that. It's basically scientific method put on display. I'm not Googling that, you don't have to Google it. Honestly, wasn't even helpful when I Googled it. I'll have to look it up later if I want to use the term again. I'm probably misinterpreting it somehow, but still. Alright. Phase 1. So this ID wants to unlock fast. Okay. 9-6. And then we're gonna... What's to unlock fast? So... Either What you do is you either do this. Let me get the icons. Shit, I don't want to open up Firefox right now. Either you fulfill okay. To new layer. Shit, please, let me paste this. Add this to a new layer. Either you fulfill your prescripts. Please? Put the okay, to new layer. Why can I not put this on a new layer, motherfucker? To new layer. There we go. Now drag it up. There we go. Layer, scale layer, percent. They're really making us work for the vision board on this one, I must admit. Either do prescript, do, and then either do your prescripts, or, you know what? No, this is worth pizza time. This is worth pizza time. Or, use the counter. Use the counter, so we've got skills, duplicate layer, or use the counter, because this will gives you this and this. Okay, let me get the icons. Let me press enter here too. Also, maybe it's just best if I don't left align this here. Or if I don't center align this. Either do this. Yeah, there you go. Or this. Gives you this and this. Okay, okay. Really making us not win rate, yeah. When the Delta Rosie is going on the back, it's just pizza time. Okay, then, let me get... Where's Grace of the Prescript? Where's Grace of the Prescript? There's gotta be an icon for that, right? Gain Grace. Yeah, okay. Grace the Prescript. There you are. Okay, put this here. And... this is gonna be so funny. This is gonna read like a fucking Spamton Spamton message. I can make another Spamton reference in a video. That'd be fun. Delete layer. Layer. Scale layer. 150. Alright. Gives you this, and duplicate layer, and this gives you alright, unlock, there we go, paste, to new layer, and then layer, scale layer, 150. Could be silly, could be silly. Actually, no, make that larger. That's a little too small. Layer, scale layer, 250. Gives you unlock. Okay, okay. We got phase 1. Alright, cool. Next comes phase 2. Gives you Grace of the Prescript. Phase 2. Okay, I'm running out of room here, so I gotta be careful with it. Phase 2. Get. Let's see. Let me get the image for Unlock 3. Actually, I think it's just Unlock 2. I only think you need to get to Unlock 2 for this. Okay. To new layer. To new layer, to new layer. There we go. And Grace the Prescript gives you unlock. Yup. Layer, scale layer. 250. Scale. Get this. And then to get. And then I'll drag the gloom over here. Skill 3, 2. Okay. Actually, no, not just that, To get to... and transform. Actually, let's do this a different way. To transform and get. And get. Gloom skill 3 too. And then also just skill 1, 2. And skill 2, 2. And defense 2. Okay, okay. There we go, there we go. And then, in phase 3, how do I want to showcase this? I feel like I should do a funny. I feel like I should use a funny. Hold up. Let me just get a new screenshot. No, we've actually got a lot of good evidence for this. I'm surprised. Let's get a screenshot of this here. Let me hide my guides. Window, view, don't show guides. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. And then paste. No, wait. Paste here. To new layer. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. Scale down, or layer, scale layer. Layer, scale layer. We'll say like 50. Scale. I swear, they all laugh. They all laugh. You can't predict anything with just kits. No, 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 no. They all say it. It's tired and old by now. But no, there's a language to this. A method to the madness, one might even say. Phase 3. Go ham. But there are SP shenanigans. Let's just change this to black text. But SP shenanigans. There we go, there we go. See, this is what I'm saying. I'm seeing this separates folks from the people that don't give a shit about looking into stuff to the people that actually want to investigate. People that do this for the love of it. And then turn back. And then lose. Oh, I gotta hide the rest of the extra skills, actually. Hold up. Get the defense out of there. Get the skill 3-2 out of there. Get the skill 1-2 out of there. Get the skill 2-2 out of there. Okay, hide the extra skills. And then lose it after X happens. We don't know what X is yet. It could be SP loss. That's my best bet. Likely low SP. Happens. There we go. There we go. And then we put this down to 96. 96. Okay. And last but not least, we gotta put this on a new layer and show the flow chart. Okay, so this goes here. This goes here. Oh, shoot. This goes here. Oh, actually, that could look better. This goes here. There it is. 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 Find the whole kit on top part 2 coming out. Yeah! I'm gonna love investigating it and see how close this is. But that's it. Oh, wrong one. Actually, fuck it, for fun. That's it. That's what we have. That's what we have. Does anyone have anything they want to add? Now's your chance. I feel like Unlock 3 will still give her more stuff, but that's fine. Looks lucky, but I always got love being down corner. Pizza time is fitting. Yeah. First prediction stream, by the way. Glad it's insane. Dude, this is definitely the most insane one. Easily. Someone go for it. How are you making this without the info missing? I'm sorry, dude. You're either gonna have to go back into the stream for earlier stuff, or wait until the video comes out, because, yeah, we're making one. We're definitely making a kit review for this. Oh, God. Okay, let's see. Feels like counter would be empowered skill in the unlocked 2, but that's my opinion. It might be. It might be. This might be a case where I'm accepting I can't fill in everything with perfect text. But yeah, I feel like this is a good ballparker. I feel like this is a good ballparker. So yeah, just woke up and saw you were live. Looking at the kit seems interesting. Yeah, it does look interesting. I can't believe we got this much out of such limited info. But I think that's it. Right? Hello, Kenji. What do you have to say? Maybe ego? I feel like we don't need to rely on ego because ego is just one option. I can put in Dawn Fluid Sack because I was thinking it was funny how much that fit in, so why not? Here, I'll do that real quick. Here, we'll just look into it. I'll just add that as like more opacity. 2 new layer scale layer like 400. Scale? Oh, it needs to be larger. Scale layer 500. And then low opacity. That's enough. Yep. Blade on for 3. I mean, her transformation is eagle like Dawn Claire. Ah, gotcha. Maybe. It could be. I'm not ready to say as of yet. But, Index Dawn. That's it. I think that's as much as we can reasonably do here. I think we've done everything. Is she just a normal sinking team? I think she's sinking poise. Kind of like, Faust. She leans into sinking poise. Unfortunately, because of the nature of the ID, a lot of what the video and the stream are more focused on understanding what she does rather than how well she goes on a team. But I think it is reasonable to say that she will do generally well on the same team that Index Faust is on. And she might be a more reliable damage dealer. Anyway, that's it. That's all we can really glean from this right now. Thank you for joining me on this journey. This has got to be one of the longest damn streams for a single ID banner. Nearly 3 hours. Holy damn fuck shit. We're gonna be also streaming part 2 when it comes out the day afterward. So, like, if you're in the West, you can sleep and we'll be there at like 2 p.m. CST, 3 p.m. EST, being live. And you guys have already banned like half of the IDs I can use, and I'm still gonna pick them randomly because of the grace of the prescript. So we're gonna have a nice little challenge run where I might be using a bunch of 2-nils to fight Kanto 9. That's gonna be great. Anyway, have a wonderful night. There should be a link in the description link to the Discord in the description. Thank you for joining in, and we'll make a video of it soon. Laters!